southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware. Beware! That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
How the heck are you? Good morning. Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, where we're going to have some creative conversation and coffee. How about that? Yeah, we got the coffee ready. Hope you do too. Anyway, thank you for watching this morning on this December 11th, 2020. We're almost through the month. Anyway, I'm your host, Brian K. Morris, and if you're watching us live or where you can interact with us, or you're watching us on the rerun, thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. We hope you dig what you see. And if you're watching on Facebook, please don't forget to, if you like what you see in here, please like the video. It helps us so much in the algorithms, the evil Zuckerberg algorithms, as he's trying to divest himself of Instagram and WhatsApp. And also, please like the page you see it on, whether it's the Rising Tide Publications page or the IndieVent page. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube for the better sound, better quality, please, if you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up if you would. And while you're at it, please subscribe to the channel, whether it is the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications channel or the Geek Insider channel. Just give it a little, hit that subscribe button and tingle that little bell if you would. It'll feel so good. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. And as always, we're sponsored by Plasma Fire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you, because you can damn betcha it matters to your readers. So check him out. He's got great prices, and you can tell from he did those two spots at the start of the show. He's crazy talented. Our guy Jeffrey Hayes, who will be on this coming Tuesday's Clever Title Pending. By the way, please tune in for that. Also, we are powered by GeekInsider.com. Thank you for your sponsorship, and by RisingTide.pub, because I said so. So anyway, with Cookie in the next room, we are now going to launch into your comments, and we are so way behind already, and we love that because it means you guys are interacting with each other, and I dig that. So anyway, and boy, howdy, did they pie. You got to get in here early to get a good seat, apparently. And DDK is the first one in here. Good morning, everyone. Let's put her comment up on here from YouTube. And she is the first one here, DDK. I think I saw that email last night. We're going to vague book here between us, and I will get that done today. Anyway, DDK, glad you're here, Deanne. Love you, and we're so proud of you. And Gospel Illusionist Jake Lindsay asks, hi, my friend. How are you? I am excellent, my friend. I hope you are the same. Teresa Dunn. Mwah. Good morning, Brian and Nevermore. Good morning to you, Teresa. Jake Lindsay says, I've been really popular at my job lately. I've had tons of girls wanting pictures. Well, as soon as they start giving you part of their clothing and maybe their motel keys, that's what you aspire to. Go for Tom, set your sights for Tom Jones, and good for you, Jake. See, Jake, we knew you had it in you. You are a chick magnet, and puts his like on even before chatting. Carl Witzman, thank you very much for that vote of confidence there. And don't forget, tonight is the Green Room with Uncle Carl and Aunt Donna. And if you're on Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page, you can get in on it. I plan to be there for at least a little bit of folderol and maybe some drunkenness. There are people imbibing in there. Goodness gosh almighty. That's terrible. I must go among them and make sure they drive home safely. Anyway, good morning to you, Carl Witzman. Glad to see you here. Thanks for the like. And good to see you last night on Stupid O'Clock. That was a great show as always. And if you missed Stupid O'Clock last night, go to Stupid O'Clock's Facebook, or not Facebook, but right today we're going to steer you to their YouTube channel. And now, here's something I would like everyone, and Carl, if you can, would you put in a link to Stupid O'Clock's YouTube page on the store thing here? What I would like everyone to do, you guys and gals have been so generous to me. Joe Dog McKeel is a frequent guest of this show and a great supporter. There's a lot that we're doing that we couldn't do it if it weren't for Joe Dog. And he only has, as of last night, about 64 subscribers, and that's criminal. He should be having like tens of thousands. And what I'd like to see everyone do when you're watching this, please check out Stupid O'Clock's YouTube channel and give that channel a like, if you would. Let's get him to 100. All right. We've got a lot of people here who do YouTube. I am well over 100. I'm grateful for everyone for that. In fact, we picked up one last night. Last I looked, we're at 413. Thank you very much. But we'd like to see Stupid O'Clock and a couple others come up there with us. So please share the wealth. And you won't believe it, says Gospel Illusionist Jake Lindsay, but a pastor wanted me to lead prayer in front of 45 people. He said, I love your videos. Can you lead prayer for us? Man, that is quite the compliment there, Jake. I hope you said yes, my friend. And also to all of our friends, happy Hanukkah of the Jewish faith. Happy Hanukkah. I believe it began a couple of days ago. God bless you guys. And hey, only 9 days till solstice. Yeah, cool. See, we're getting in everybody's religion here this morning. Only 9. Holy crap. That's right, Carl. You better buy your solstice gifts now. And that is great, Jake, says Carl Witzman. I agree with that. Carl says, without Sarah here, how will we ever stack up enough chat to get Brian behind? Dude, we are 11 minutes into the show, and I'm already 18 minutes behind. So you guys have done your part. All right. And Teresa does says, hey, Carl. And Carleen says, I guess you need to up your game, Carl. I'm surprised. So you're telling him to up his. Is that what you're saying? Okay. I should have expected that. Hey, Teresa, says Carl Witzman. And hey, Teresa, says Carleen. And Carl Witzman says, we might have to talk about writing. Oh, yeah, I'm always up for talking about writing. You got that. And hey, Carleen from Teresa Dunn, and Gospel Illusionist Jake Lindsay says, maybe type random things, Carl. Don't you start, Jake. Don't you dare start. And that's okay, Jake. We don't need that. Yeah, really, we don't. And Trevor Hawkins, good morning to you, my friend. Trevor, how the heck are you? And Jake Lindsay agrees. We used to have a guy for that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've had several people that were very random. So anyway, Trevor Hawkins, I thought I might have a chance of being first on here today already. Yeah, dude, if you show up at 11:55, man, some of the kids in front have already taken some of those seats, man. You need to get here, say about the day before. And Uncle Carl, you're so funny, says Carly, save some of that for tonight. I think Carl Witzman is a wellspring of funny. So, and Carl says, okay. And sits and giggles to himself. That's what makes people nervous, Carl. I know. And what do you call a snail on a ship? A snailer. Okay, that's funny. That's cute, Jake. That is so cute. And Trevor, Carl, another title, Priest of the Random Thought. I think if anyone's going to take that title, that might be mine if I do decide to accept a title in the Dark Church of the Rising Tide. And anyone have any Christmas spirit to share with me? I just don't have it this year, says Teresa Dunn. Yeah. Oh, I know this year it's a struggle. I mean, we have been beat up for about 11 months now. What with the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic, but we're getting through it. And I know how I got through it, and that's you guys out there. I hope we have done something to help you guys. Oh, and speaking of helping, I want to thank Heather Ellen and Brian Wenslaw for sharing this video already. Please, if you like, adore, love, tolerate this program, please share it out with your friends on your social media like all the cool kids do. Because we like, because we have sponsors now. We have, Plasma Fire Graphics, and we do list some other people for the show. And Brian Wenslaw, I realized that I have your video, but it's on the hard drive of the other computer that's in the shop right now. So we'll get that downloaded, man. We promised Brian Wenslaw we would put some promotion in for his show. But anyway, please tune in this Saturday at 2:15 Eastern, 1:15 Central for Reels and Heels. It's on the Reels and Heels official page on Facebook. He's going to have another great show. I believe it's on space. No, the 19th is on spaceships. But anyway, it's going to be on something cool because they always talk about cool things on there. And I will be on a week from Saturday on Reels and Heels. I believe we're discussing spaceships then. And I've got quite a few spaceships because being the sci-fi kid of the 50s that I was, the 1850s, that is, that Jules Verne was quite the writer. Anyway, we'll be on the show and we will have fun because Brian always puts on a good show, him and Nicole Jobin. So anyway, yeah, Teresa, we'll find it, hon. And Jake Lindsay says, what does Santa like to do? He likes to ho 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 in his garden. Oh no. And Brian Wenslaw, Reels and Heels, hello, I'm still a bit drunk from all that Disney goodness. Yeah, I saw a report on it. I can't remember if it was like Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter, but somebody was there in real time. Everything okay, honey? Oh, okay. Cookie's making an obscene phone call. I just watched her. Anyway, I saw the play-by-play on that. Somebody was writing down all the things. Disney had its annual meeting where they talk about big plans, and they were talking about some of the Marvel cinematic movies. I'm excited. They're rebooting the Fantastic Four. And hopefully this time they get it right. Now, actually, I like the Roger Corman version. I just adore that in the same way I adore the Star Wars Christmas special. It is so much cheese that should come from Wisconsin, and and of course I love was it Chris Columbus did the one in the early '90s with Jessica Alba as Chris Evans and all. That was a terrific pair of films there. I haven't seen the other one, and I can't say I have much desire to the later reboot of the film. And it's like, one thing I liked about the Corman version, which you can see on YouTube, you can find, there's actually a decent copy out there now on YouTube. You can, they at least had the Mole Man in there. Or a version of him, because they all want to start with Doctor Doom. It's just the same way that Superman movies always want to start with Lex Luthor. There are other villains you can choose from. There are other great stories to be told, and so yeah, there was a lot of good stuff. And there's of course there's going to be a crap ton more of Star Wars, more Mandalorian, a lot more Disney Plus stuff going forward as far as Marvel shows go too. So yeah, there was a lot to unpack from that yesterday. And I watched the Grinch musical, and oh my goodness, it's uncomfortable. Why, you didn't enjoy the music that much? You didn't enjoy the quality of the show? Please explain. And I am a Grinch, so I only watch until he changes. Love the Grinch song. Well, the funny thing is, Carl, we were talking about this the other night in the pre-show when I was on the Dastardly Dingoes the other night, which if you haven't caught that yet, that was a fun as hell show. Please watch that. And check out those guys' YouTube channel too. The Dastardly Dingoes put on a great show, and I was on there with some great guests. Had a fun time, and I hope, and everyone that watches it says they had the same reaction. But I was talking about this one online comic strip that I used to read regularly called PvP, Player versus Player, and it's about these people that inhabit a magazine about game writing for the gaming industry. And there was one guy, Brent Sienna. Cookie remembers this sequence, right? Keep going. Yeah, it shows Brent, who's the resident cool guy and isn't, very patiently pouring the water into the coffee maker, measuring the coffee and putting it in the in the filter and dropping it into the maker, and then watching patiently as it brews. Then once it's done, he picks up the pot and just starts drinking directly from the pot. That's me. But the other one, they also did their version of It's a Wonderful Life. Like, what if Brent wasn't around? And it turned out everyone had a pretty decent life without him, so it didn't matter. So he might as well show up anyway. But then there was this panel that talked about, and Brent's heart grew 3 sizes that day. And it shows Brent holding his left arm going, man, my left arm hurts for some reason. Oh, that brought, just like Dorothy, bless you, honey. Just like Dorothy Gale, that brought down the house. Anyway, and Grant Lankard, hey-o, good to see you, Grant. Good morning to you, my Beowulf creating friend. Please put in a link to your brand new newsletter. Grant is putting together a newsletter, and it's going to be a dilly. I can tell already. And welcome, Grant. Hi, Trevor. Hey, Carl, says Grant. And Jake says, Carl, this Grinch special had the Grinch flirting with his dog and the audience. Well, I can see the audience, but flirting with your dog's illegal in Illinois, at least, and most of Indiana. Carl Westman, Reels and Heels, do we have the honor of Brian or Nicole? And, okay, no dog flirting. That is just wrong. That's right. Yeah, well, it's okay if you can flirt with your dog, but you better take it out to dinner, and you better treat it with respect, and no smooching until at least the 3rd date. You know what I'm saying? Have some propriety. Show some respect for your dog, that you respect your dog in the morning. And I noticed that YouTube edits out my plugs, so I'm now watching on both YouTube and Facebook. That helps the numbers, Grant. I mean, good for you. Shows industry, young man. No, it doesn't edit out your plugs. I keep telling everyone, it merely holds them up for okay. See, YouTube is trying to prevent spam, which is what we're all here to do, including me. So there's 2 solutions. 1, get your own show. 2, where you can plug all day, www.amazon.com /author /Brian K. Morris. Buy them all. There's only 6 or 7 of them. They'll fit. Anyway, no, the thing is, YouTube has better sound and quality, but they are also better than Facebook about editing out hyperlinks. They will let you put in your links. Because I was doing that last night on Stupid O'Clock. I was putting in links to my stuff, and they were showing up on the screen here. But what they do is they hold it up and they wait for the administrator to go in and okay them, and then they'll show up at a certain time after that. So don't piss off the administrator. You know what I'm saying? Be nice to the administrator, and maybe he'll put your because Grant. Now here's the statistic. I've been keeping stats on the show since May. Not just this show, but also Clever Tile Pending. Now, if anyone wants to contemplate sponsorship, and sponsorship of particular episodes is very reasonable, just like it's reasonable to do business with PlasmaFireGraphics.com. That's why we have this wonderful symbiotic relationship. Because the shows that we do here get within the first 24 hours. I take stats on the shows like within an hour after the show ends, so I can see how many people watched it and where. And we take them from 2 of YouTube and 2 of the pages on Facebook. And I'm not lying when I say that our numbers started out in May. In the first 24 hours, our viewing numbers would increase by 20 to 25%. So that whatever we're saying now, back then, let's say 200 people watch, which is not unreasonable for the show. If 200 people would be watching, we get an extra 50 people watching afterwards at their leisure. Okay, so if you were buying sponsorship, you're not buying for that first 200. You're talking to another 25% afterwards. But lately, with our increased numbers on YouTube, and please drive people to our YouTube channel, and please have them subscribe if they would, because it does help. And there's a lot more we can do for you, even on YouTube, if we can get higher numbers. Now, here's the thing. Those numbers of repeat people that I've been talking about now start at 1/3, which is more than 1/4. We still have the occasional episode where it's like another 25% more people, but we've been doing pretty well as far as our rerun people. And we do appreciate everyone that watches us on the rerun, just as we appreciate the people that interact with us live. All right. So anyway, so it's not that YouTube is editing out your promotion. It is merely not posting it immediately, but I go in every day and I check all of those, and I okay probably about 99% of them. There's some people that want me to look at their sexy videos that I don't okay, but Grant, I would okay yours. So anyway, you're a real fan if you watch on both YouTube and Facebook, says Grant Lankard. That you are, young man, that you are, and I raise my covfefe to you. I do. And I take a drink because I just woke up just prior to the show, and I am running on fumes before we even start the car. But anyway, yes, show your fandom. Show people you appreciate that you are a fan of the show and they are missing out. And show those people also that you are a supporter of the show. See? Anyway, get yourself a breathing mask. Also, get yourself coffee cups. We also have tote bags and T-shirts and phone cases with more merch coming down the pike. So please check out our merch page. It is in the comments below. Check out our links in the comments. Also, please check out our books, because our books make dandy Christmas gifts. Anyway, thank you, Grant, for your patience with YouTube. I promise it is not allowing your comments. Believe me, I will see to it. Anyway, Carl, they even have a deleted scene of the Grinch supposedly kissing Max. Well, they even had deleted scene of the Grinch supposedly kissing Max. He either did or he didn't. Now, it could have been a stage kiss where actually there are techniques for acting where the actors actually don't touch lips, but it looks like they're putting on full-blown smooch. So there. And there she is, the dark mistress of the Dark Church of the Rising Tide, our dark darling, Sarah. Mwah! Darling, it is good to see you. Hope you are feeling well. Let's have a health report from you, okay? And Sarah in the house. Oh, yeah, says Grant. And there she is, sings Carl. And Dark Mistress, screams Trevor with delight. And hey, guys, sending the love from Sarah. Damn, somebody's popular, says Grant. Yeah, I wish I was that popular, I'm telling you. Good morning. Hope you're doing well today, asks Trevor. And wow, what an interpretation. Shows you can find sexuality in the most innocent of places. I look for it, Carly. What is it? What is the song about smut by Tom Lehrer? When correctly viewed, everything is lewd. I can tell you things about Peter Pan and the Wizard of Oz. There's a dirty old man. Anyway, it says live in 7 minutes when it's 10:02. I have no control over that. And thanks, Trevor, says Sarah. And Sarah is awesome. She really is. She really is. I've known her for years, and I met her in person before the interweb, so there. And I look for sexuality everywhere. Thank goodness I find it, says Carl Wisman. You and me both, brother. You and me both. What's life without a little lewdness, I say. And there he is, Christian Basil, arise. Friday Morris Monster, arise. And consumed by large sums of Kraken, and stumble gleefully past the daily dose of despair, and collapse gleefully into the realm the natives call the weekend. Oh, yeah. Christian Basil, good to see you. Hey, Christian Basil, proud of this guy. He just recently passed 43,000 likes on Facebook for The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And we want to give that guy a shout out. He's earned each and every one of them. It's a fantastic show. And you need to check it out if you're a Doctor Who fan. And if you're not a Doctor Who fan, there's something seriously wrong with you. I know. Anyway, please check it out. Here is a taste of what not Trevor, but Christian can do. Trevor we'll talk about later. Let's dote on Christian right now.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
All right, that is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I'm part of the legend. I've been on a couple episodes. You can become part of the legend by giving the Facebook page a like and get this guy to 44,000. All right, because he gets so humble. It's adorable. Anyway, but no, check it out. It is a great show and become part of the legend. But anyway, yes, we are looking forward to the weekend. Christian, I've got to drop you a line. There's something I need to ask you about. Oh, he's teasing me now, says Christian. And Christian, by the way, was hilarious on actually all you guys. I meant to compliment you the other day. You guys were a riot on Dastardly Dingo's live cast the other day. The Dastardly Dingoes, Brian and Jeremy, are going to be doing more live shows. And they needed someone to teach them how to read comments on the air and keep up with them. Well, unfortunately, the only person they could talk to was me. And so you guys were fun. And I couldn't read Christians. We can read Christians here because we have that kind of show. But they run a pretty PG-13 or a PG outfit. I'm PG-13. They run a pretty much more family-friendly show than I do. And we had to reflect that, and that's we could only read like about 20% of what Christian was putting on the screen. But you were hilarious, dude. You were on fire. All of you were. I was so proud. And everybody's like, Brian, these are your people, aren't they? And I'm like, well, yes, they are. Those are my peeps, you know. So I'm glad you could share the morning madness with our dingo friends. Anyway, thank you, Christian Basil, and missed you on Wednesday. Yes, Trevor, we miss everyone when they don't show up. We really do. But we're glad to see you here, Trevor. We're glad to see Charles F. Millhouse. Good morning, Nevermore. Good morning to you, my friend. Pope Reality, #1. And Christian, Charles F. Millhouse is your dark mistress? Wait a minute here. What in the hell? And I think it was Wednesday, says Trevor Hawkins. Well, you know, I know people sometimes can't make the show, but we are just as good on the reruns, I'm told. And Carlene says, yes, Carl, thank the gods that you do. As she flashes that wicked grin, and maybe more you might see tonight in the green room. You get to see a lot of stuff, and it isn't recorded, so if you ain't there, you miss out a lot. And yeah, I was sleeping, Trevor. Yeah, we did miss you, Sarah, but we figured you were sleeping in. And Sarah right now is battling an upper respiratory congestive type of virus. Not that one. I'm glad to say. I do have some friends who just this week have contracted it, and I know of someone this morning that's going in for testing because they were exposed to somebody who tested positive for it. So stay healthy, friends. I need each and every one of you. And showtime, says Gospel Jake. Yes, and here we are half an hour later. And good morning, Brian Winslow. Good to see you. Looking forward to Reels and Heels on Saturday at 2:15 Eastern, 1:15 Central. And my altar boy, mwah, oh, baby. And Adrian Johnson, good morning, everyone. Adrian, good to see you, sir. Hope you are doing well. And Carl Wisman says, hope the Dark Mistress is feeling better. And Kelly Austin, mwah, darling, how are you? Morning, everyone. How the heck are you this wonderful morning? I am on fire. I have set my sights on stunning. I've set my phasers on stunning, and I'm intending to make this day a fabulous one and be productive and get done. Kelly, how the heck are you? Kelly, how are you healing up? Kelly had an unfortunate encounter with a kitchen cabinet door a week ago. But anyway, Kelly, hope you're doing well, hon. And it's so good to see you. Love you bunches. And Heather Elm, thank you for sharing the show. And good morning, everyone. Check out Heather's show usually on Sunday nights, I believe. Around 10-ish, I believe. It is a fun show. Ellen is a wonderful hostess, and you're a wonderful lady. Wow, we love you, Ellen. And Ellen, Heather. Blah, blah. Anyway, hold on a second. Heather Ellen. It takes a little to get me going. Anyway, Heather, we love you. We're glad you're here. And check out Heather's show on her Facebook channel this weekend, all right? And FYI, Grant Lankard says, I think it's okay to kiss a dog. I embarrass my cat by kissing him all the time. You see, I have no problem with you kissing any sort of animal. It's just where you choose to do it. That's what makes the difference, okay? And dogs kiss us all the time. I mean, big sloppy wet tongue kisses from dogs. I mean, I have to buy cookie dinner if I want something like that from her. But a dog will do it voluntarily, but you got to keep in mind they sniff each other's butts to show they like the other person. That can get you in trouble. That explains a lot about my college years. But anyway, getting a bit of energy back. Thanks, Oh Dark Pope. Good, Sarah. That's a good sign you're coming back around. And there he is, the one, the only, the Jeffrey Hayes. Good Friday morning, all. Still have a hangover after all that Star Wars and Marvel sensory overload that Disney dropped last night. Too much, too fast. It was like watching those preview shows for new fall Saturday morning television shows that the networks used to run. Too much for my childlike brain to handle, but your childlike brain should go to plasmafiregraphics.com and check out their amazing work, I say, because it is fantastic. And why, Brian, why are you going to the comments page and hiding something? Well, that's because if you want the look of your book to be amazing, and if it matters to you, you should check this out. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it sure as heck matters to your readers or your prospective readers. Draw them in with a great cover by Plasma Fire Graphics. Also, don't forget, tune in this Tuesday to Clever Title Pending at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central on our YouTube channels and on our Facebook channels, because our guest will be the one, the only Jeffrey Hayes. And he is going to be giving away a free Shadow canvas print, and I own one. Thank you, Jeffrey, for that. And by the way, Jeffrey, I'm going to be getting something on the mail to you this weekend. But anyway, I will try to. I should run and get it, but I don't want to. We just ran a spot, and we'll run one later. Later, remind me, Jeffrey, in about 20 minutes or so, I will run another spot, and I'll run into the next room from the studio here, and we'll get that and show people what they should be tuning in for. Okay. But anyway, yes, Jeffrey, yeah, that was a lot of stuff to unpack yesterday from that meeting. I just hit the highlights, and I'm like, I could tell that the reporter was doing it in live time and then posting it and updating constantly on the article. And maybe it was Screen Rant. I don't remember who did it. It was one of the reliable sources. But, they were doing it, and you could tell they were struggling to keep up. But I noticed that they have announced a director for the Fantastic Four. I'm not familiar with who it is. Oh, and plus they announced that there is going to be a Spider-Man, a live-action Into the Spider-Verse movie with Alfred Molina reprising his role as Dr. Octopus, as well as the first two modern Spider-Men, Garfield and and I Tobey Maguire. It's going to be a howl. It is going to be great. But if they don't have Spider-Ham in it, it's totally irrelevant and deserves to burn. Okay. Spider-Ham is the best. Anyway, but there was a lot going on yesterday. I'm like, dang, I almost wish I went to the theaters and watched TV now. There's a lot of good stuff coming up from Disney. And Amy Hale says, good morning, everyone. Amy, glad to see you here, darling. Amy, AuthorAmyHale.com, Author Amy Hale on Facebook, also Amy Hale's Angels. You can be one of Amy Hale's Angels. Amy, we love you. We hope you and the family are doing well. And our condolences, by the way, for your pet. By the way, so sorry to see that. We've had a couple friends lose pets this week, and it's that. Oh, not speaking of pets, but did you see the Tiny Lister was announced that he had passed away last night? Tiny Lister is an ex-wrestler, but he's probably most famous as an actor. He has been in a ton of great roles and a fine actor. He really was. He had a lot of diversity. He had like a brief scene in The Dark Knight that was, it's just like it was like incredible. He was only on for like about 2 minutes. He was the prisoner when they had the barge that was going away from Gotham, and they had the choice of who to blow up, to save, Gotham and everything. And he's the one that was speaking for the prisoners aboard the ship, the little boat shuttle and everything. Really good actor, really did a lot of roles. He had something like 200 IMDb credits before he passed. And it was said that he had tested for COVID, but his death was, at least as of last night, unrelated to COVID. Of course, they're going to count it as COVID because that's how the numbers work. But anyway, Carl Weston says, I kiss our cats in a fatherly way, of course. Well, yeah. And right, Sarah, says Carleen. And Ted Davies, good morning, all. Ted Davies Artistry, so good to see you. Sorry I missed your live cast yesterday, you and Carl. I've got it in my queue today, though. I'm going to watch that today. But Ted Davies was on Clever Title Pending on Tuesday. Please check that show out. Ted was amazing. What an amazing creator, both him and Carl. And anyway, check out Ted Davies Artistry. And also, we put in this plug. Please make a point today, everyone, of supporting some YouTube channels that we're fond of. And Ted Davies Artistry is one of them. We got to get this guy's numbers up. He does so much great content that it is not fair that he is languishing where he is. Same with Stupid O'Clock. Let's get Ted to 200 and let's get Stupid O'Clock to 100. Ted, I don't remember how many you've got on your count right now, but please take a moment and please go to Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube and also Stupid O'Clock on YouTube. And please just subscribe to their channel, and please, if you would, ring that bell so you can be notified of any appearances. And if you haven't done it already, for the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page, we put in a selfish plea for you as well. And Grant Lankard says, poor Christian got stuck in the middle of a complex group chat on Facebook with me and one other person. I love it. But Christian likes that sort of thing. He kind of likes being tied down like that. And well, I'm sorry. We'll talk later after the show about that. Anyway, Carl Wisman says, not on the lips or anything. Ooh, just tongue, right? And that's safe, right? Charles F. Milhouse said, everyone see the cool stuff coming out of Marvel and Lucasfilm yesterday? Super hyped. Oh, man. Now, one thing I missed, and maybe Charles or Jeffrey or Brian can correct me. I didn't see anything about Marvel Comics, which right now is kind of a point. Because in light of how Warner's, or I should say AT&T, their new owners, is treating DC Comics kind of like the redheaded stepchild. I'm just kind of interested in what plans they have for Marvel. Now, I know that it was mostly for their broadcast stuff because that's where the money is right now. I mean, you hear a lot of outrage in the fan press about, well, why aren't they giving DC Comics the same love they give HBO Max and things like that? Well, it's because DC Comics isn't making anywhere near the money for the parent corporation that HBO Max is. HBO Max is pulling its weight. DC Comics, to the company, is nothing but dead weight. It's an IP provider, but that's about it. They are now starting next month. They've got a new initiative called Future State, which is showing it was originally 5G, which former publisher Dan Didio was planning on. If you like the Golden Age stuff from the 40s, it still happened. Did you like the stuff from the Silver Age? It still happened. Modern Age, post-crisis, New 52, now, all of it happened. And all of it's still happening. I love that. I love that idea. Nothing is invalidated. And Future State is something like that, but it's totally looking forward to the next generation where John Kent is one of two new Supermen. Diana of Themyscira has moved on and is doing something different with her adventuring. but she's wearing artifacts from her fellow Justice Leaguers. Superman is now battling Mongol on Warworld for reasons we don't know yet. Batman has gone into hiding while the son of Lucius Fox is now the Batman. All kinds of neat things coming out in the next couple of months. A brand new Wonder Woman, new heroes, some with familiar faces, some with not familiar faces, brand new creators. I'm kind of excited to see it. I'm looking forward to reading them. But I noticed that no mention of Marvel Comics themselves, and I just wonder if that maybe wasn't germane to that conversation they had yesterday with the stockholders, or whether it was a deliberate omission, or just like, well, we don't talk about everyone here. And speaking of someone whose YouTube channel should get more love, there's Willow Schuyler. Mwah! Good morning, my friends. Good to see you all here. What is everyone up to today? I am up to almost finishing my first cup of cafefe, and Lord knows I need several more. Ah, so good. Anyway, Willow, speaking of so good, Willow's Pillow Talk. Please check her out. Oh, I'm checking Willow out. Anyway, please check her out. And also, please, we've been listing YouTube channels that are worthy of support. And Stupid O'Clock is one. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS is another. And, of course, we've mentioned some others. Willow Schuyler's channel deserves a lot more love. Ted Davies Artistry. So please support your fellow. We are all about supporting each other here. And it's something that a lot of people say, yeah, we should support each other, but it just takes a few seconds to do it. That's the thing. And it doesn't take an extraordinary amount of effort. I've got some plans. I keep talking about what we need to do, or what I need to do is assemble a approved list. And I think I need to get some YouTubers, some of your numbers up, just as ours have been fortunately elevated in the last couple of months. And thank you to everyone, by the way, who has subscribed to our channel. We have had a meteoric rise of subscribers and viewers on YouTube. And we appreciate you all. We thank you very much for your ongoing support. So please share the love with people like Willow Schuyler and Stupid O'Clock and Ted Davies Artistry, if you would, please. And Sarah goes, hey, Amy. And Carl Westman says, oh, Grant, anything delicious? Maybe I should get over there. Yeah, I'm canceling the show. I'm on my way, too. And hi there, Willow, downing some caffeine. God bless you. And Ted says, Charles F. Millhouse. Check out Pulp Reality #1, a fantastic new magazine from Charles F. Millhouse, featuring himself, Ted Davies, myself, and a whole bunch of really cool creative people. And no, I was out all day. I missed lots. Heather, you miss a lot when you miss this show. See, and we miss you. That's the more important part, Heather. We love you. We adore you. And Willow, greetings to Winnipeg, and Ted Davies Artistry. Good morning, all. And he brought some cafefe for us all. God bless you, Ted. Ted, you were a howl the other night. It was so much fun having you on Clever Tile Pending the other night. Please check that out. And also, please check out this coming Tuesdays with a show with Jeffrey Hayes of Plasma Fire Graphics, and Brian Wensloff says, "Oh my, Disney." Oh, yeah, we need like George Sakai to say that. And hey, Ted. And Christian Basil Grant, I'm my own complex chat group. That's true. Christian doesn't need us. We're just, Christian has turned all of us into his straight man. But anyway, we mentioned Pulp Reality #1, and it's Friday, or as we like to say, Friday. And we need to show this enterprise some love. This is a brand new magazine of Pulp Reality #1. All kinds of adventure, great stories that take place from the ocean all the way up into the highest points of the skies. And look at this assemblage of talent here.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on Days Gone By with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com.
Did that not look cool? That's because it is cool. Check that magazine out. It's available now on Amazon. Pulp Reality #1. Look at the creative list. You see a lot of familiar names on there if you're a regular Nevermorian. And Charles F. Millhouse says, oh, yes, lots of things and some cool trailers to boot. And speaking of that trailer, that also was produced by PlasmaFireGraphics.com. And Jeffrey Hayes, the head of that organization, will be on Tuesday night's Clever Tile Pending. And he will be giving away one of these. All right. You can start drooling now, people. It is okay. It is acceptable to go, OMG, I need that with all my heart and soul. I have one. I took this off my wall to show you guys. He's going to be giving away one of these this coming Tuesday on Clever Tile Pending. And so check out that show and win you a prize, all right? And Jake Lindsay has got the Pepsi and pizza ready, and I am ready. And there he is. Skunk. It is so good to see you. I'm drinking Mountain Dew, Brian. It's like coffee, but better. It does have a sweeter flavor, but sweet flavor is always from the skunk rocker himself. Skunk, it is so good to see you. This is our buddy Kyle. He is responsible for the trailers on Stupid O'Clock that end and begin the show. And Skunk, you are a howl. I would watch Stupid O'Clock just for you, dude. And we're so glad you're here, man. I could write you a note and get you out of whatever work you got going. But anyway, check out Stupid O'Clock Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern and Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. And the Skunk Meister here is part of it. Skunk, it is so good to see you, man. I'm jazzed that you're here, man. You just seeing you here, that is like drinking a pot of hot coffee. No, that's not to say you're burning my taste buds, man. It means that we're glad you're here, Skunk. You totally rock. And Michaela Jade, you rock too. Mwah, hello all. What's up? Author Michaela Jade is in the house. So everybody stop behaving. Anyway, it's good to see you, hon. Hope you're having a great week. And Rick Bradley, good morning, Nevermorians, talking to us from Facebook. Rick Bradley, good to see you there. Charles F. Millhouse, oh yes, lots of things and some cool trailers to boot. Oh yeah. And I need to win the lottery, says Carl Witzman, and install good internet in Bryanstown. Yeah, we forgot to plug in the wire today, so that could be it. But that's it. Well, yep. Keep bitching about it, Carl, because I'm sure that'll make all the difference. Anyway, it's nothing I can control. And some days, Carl, I have had the cable put in and we still get that signal. It has, I still need that cord from you, though. We got to get together, man. That's on me. And Michaela, says Sarah. And Sarah and me, Michaela. Oh, yeah. And Brian Wetzoff, Disney laying the hammer down. Yeah. Well, like I said, I still want to hear what they want to do with Marvel Comics because, nobody cares about movies or TVs, Brian. That's so passe, but comics are the way of the future. Anyway, then hey, Ted. So Sarah. And there she is, Kathy Jackson, author Kathy Jackson. Mwah. Good morning, all, and hugs and love to you, Kathy. Hope you and the family are doing well. Hope you're all in the Christmas spirit. And Michaela, welcome, says Carl Witzman, and just shot past, and we just had that comment dump that we all know and love. And I am so far behind. Let's try to catch up. Dang. And we just lost some comments here, so sorry. Let's see. Here we go. And Grant Lankert says, I forgot to like. I blame Sarah for being late. Don't worry. It's been corrected. And good man, Grant. Good man, says Sarah. And I liked on Facebook and YouTube because I'm a real man. Yes, you are a man among men. A manly man. That's right, and that's the way to do it. And Sarah goes, woohoo. She knows one when she sees one. And Pops, missed you coming in. And Pops Van Sant, did I see? Yeah, we just got an info dump, and it wiped out a bunch of the comments that you guys have made in the last few minutes. See, this is one thing. Now, I'm going to get complaints. People are going to complain about it. I can't do anything about this. This is StreamYard. Now, the comments are still posted, but I can't get to them from here. And I always get people, well, you forgot my comment. You didn't read my comment. That's because if I don't see it, I won't read it. Okay. And that's part of, you guys having the interaction, which I love seeing. But, and then again, I said, well, should I edit? And you go, oh, no. We want you to read it all. See, this is the balancing act of this show, which there is nothing we can do about it. So anyway, Pops Van Zandt, CromCon is the first weekend in January. I will be on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern talking about what I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll bring someone with me onto the show to discuss their comic book art. Who wants to send me money to bribe their way onto my segment? Anyway, Michaela J says, Teresa, I feel the same. I'm just on to Christmas this year, so I've thrown myself into my writing and other hobbies. Yeah, I've been doing the same thing. Brian K. Morris, title, Bearer of the Unholy Large Amounts of Crack and hashtag Under the Sheets. That's right. And Jake Lindsay says, I even had a girl at my work wanting me to explain a Bible verse. It's truly awesome having fans that love me for who I am. That is, Jake, it is. And in time, you get them. So be patient. And sounds awesome to me, Christian, definitely. And Pops Van Zandt, there you go. Glad to see you, my friend. And Teresa, join the comic-related madness. There will be holiday joy. That's true. It's a good atmosphere around on the Comics Madness page. And also CromCon is also a great monthly event, and Pops does a great job in organizing that and putting that together. It is a lot of fun. And also there's going to be some stuff coming up from Pops that I have an inside track on that if you're a creator, you're going to want to see it. And like one thing I'm going to be doing is teaching people how to sell their books better. I will say that the last CromCon, which was like a week or two ago, the theme was the elevator pitch, and you would be surprised how many people think that an elevator pitch takes 3 minutes to give. That is bourgeois. A good elevator pitch should take you about 2 seconds. Star Trek was only the original TV series Star Trek was sold with 5 words: wagon train among the stars. And look what an empire that launched. An elevator pitch should be short, direct to the point, and I'm actually going to do a video about it, about the elevator pitch. And I see so many people go, well, this book took me 20 years to complete. Well, what that means is you're slow, and I'm going to die before I see a second issue if I even like it, so why should I support the first? So it's going to be a pretty snarky video, probably. But anyway, please join the Comic Madness with Pops Van Zandt. It is going to be great. And here we go. Christian Basil grovels to appease, anything to please and appease my dark mistress. But Sarah loves that from her altar boy, and it's plug time. Get the power strips out. The first issue of my newsletter is going out this weekend. You guys are running out of time to sign up for it. monarchpublishing.net. Grant, here's a tip, and I don't know if it'll help you or not. I always tell people when the hour even that my newsletter will go out, because I use MailChimp, and I can even pre-arrange the time that it goes out. And so this month I timed like the big announcement of my merchandise line to go out at the same time with both my Patreon supporters as well as the newsletter. So, and each of them got a unique video for it. So anyway, just a thought, you could put you have until so-and-so time. Give yourself time that if they send it to you directly to input it. Say if your thing goes out, like my newsletter goes out at 5 p.m. January 1st. That'll be the next issue release. So if you get your email to me at risingtide.pub, or if you have Facebook Messenger, rather, send me your email directly and I'll input it myself, but I've got to have time to do it. So anyway, don't be calling me at 4:59 saying, I changed my mind. I want in on this newsletter thing. Anyway, Brian K. Morris will be on Crom Content at 1 p.m. Sunday, January 3rd, 2021, and can't wait for 2021. Yeah, if anything will get you in the Christmas spirit, it is escaping 2020 like we're Snake Plissken. This has been it's been a crappy year in a lot of ways, and thank goodness for you people. I don't know that I'd ever get on through it. And rock on, Pops. I can't wait. Well, Sarah, I hope you tune in to me. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know what I'm doing right now. And by the way, that picture I sent you of me saying, think of me, not the storm, it's gotten me through lots of depressing situations. Definitely. we all need something that can pick us up. For the longest time, mine was listening to on constant repeat, "We Are the Champions" by Queen. And since then, I found a number of other really terrific songs that lift me out of my doldrums. Uh, and there's a huge list, too many to really list here. But anyway, we keep working at it. And Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt. Hey, Carl, send me the link to the green room tonight. I could possibly show up. Yeah, definitely. Pops, are you part of the Secret Humor page of Carl's? If talk to Carl or Carly Carleen or Donna Carleen on Facebook or myself, and we can get you in there. And there we go. Carl Witzman is on it. And I still want Knights of the Old Republic. Well, it sounds like you may get your wish. Just keep hoping. And Russell Allen, good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning, Russell Allen. Give us an update on that Kickstarter campaign, my friend. And I love the Grinch. How is that uncomfortable? Just curious. I think it was, it sounds like they were playing, it sounds like Max and the Grinch were playing tonsil hockey. And I hope Pops wasn't replying to my last statement. Sweet. And Grant Lanker says, the answer to the meaning of life, the Kennedy assassination, and life on other planets will be in the first issue of my newsletter, and everyone reading it is sworn to secrecy. So if you don't sign up now, you'll never know. MonarchPublishing.net. Now that's a sales pitch, brother. That is a pitch, and I still believe it's coming. It sounds like if nothing else, Brian, that they're setting up for it with some of the plans with the Mandalorian and such. Okay, it's time. Hashtag 3 midgets and a taser. And if you want to find out what that's about, definitely check out the green room tonight, because I'm sure that'll come up. And you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Love that dude. Yeah, that's one of my Christmas songs. I have to hear at least one version of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. The original is always the best. Although I've heard like a kind of like a swing version of it that I really like too. Whirling Dervish, that was it. Whirling Dervish is a group that I'm going to have to look for that and put that on my YouTube channel. Whirling Dervish, that's the name of the group, has a wonderful swing version of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Rockapella did a great one too.
Oh yeah.
With Barry Carl. Oh my God, what a voice. And let's see who and what else. Dominic the Donkey by Lou Monte. That's a fun song. We have to hear it every year. And we've already heard Christmas in Sarajevo by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. In fact, we went out last Sunday? Or no, Saturday. Yeah, Sunday. We went out Sunday to visit a friend, and we tuned one of our local radio stations, WASK, currently, what they do is the day after Thanksgiving, they start running Christmas music, which we love. And we started the trip, and it was funny. We started out the trip, and that was the first thing we heard was the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And Jake Lindsay and I have talked about how much we love the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. But they played Christmas in Sarajevo as we were pulling out the drive, and they were just finishing the song again when we pulled into the drive. It was like bookends to a perfect day. So anyway, Russell Allen says, I'm ready for the cure for 2020. Brian, dispense with it immediately. Well, we have it in airplanes under great refrigeration, waiting to be distributed. The first people that will get the cure for 2020 will be frontline healthcare providers and probably celebrities, because that's the way it goes. Yeah, I saw something this week that really pissed me off. I gotta be honest about it. I'm gonna say that word. Some idiot, I believe it was from the NBA, was saying, well, that's fine about frontline health care providers, but we think athletes need to be in the first line of getting the COVID vaccines. You know what? Athletes and other celebrities, granted, some of you are entertaining, some of you do good things to others for charitable causes and everything, but most of you are basically attention vampires, and athletes are no different. And I'm sorry if you're a sports lover, but I feel strongly about this. The people who've been risk their months by treating others and trying to save lives, you're putting yourself up there with them. Screw you. And end of discussion. If you have a different point of view, that's nice. But honestly, I feel very strongly about that. That's why I got sick of starting when somebody like Kim Kardashian's taking her 20th COVID test at a time when most people who were going to their jobs or couldn't go to their jobs couldn't get one. In fact, right now, I can't get one unless I show symptoms at that time. And the thing was, when I did show symptoms, I was too sick to get out of the house. Or, we didn't even know it was COVID the first time it happened. The second time, I didn't trust myself to leave the house. That's how bad it was. But I can't get one. But somebody who's got like more dollars and cents can get one just because, and then they can say, oh yeah, I didn't get it this time, so I'm gonna have a COVID party to celebrate. Anyway, Will Schuyler says the next Fantastic Four will need to do a lot to convince me that Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm were capable of being astronauts. I can believe Sue Storm and Reed Richards. More Reed than Sue, though. Well, yeah. Well, Will, if you read the comic books, and in fact, the recent issues where they revisited the origin of the Fantastic Four, excellent writing by everybody's whipping boy right now, Dan Slott, talked about the basic origins of the Fantastic Four origin. Great 6-issue book. It just came out in trade paperback. And Ben was along because he was a great pilot. In fact, they've now pulled it up. He was a pilot during the Gulf War. And this kind of, and a lot of the early astronauts were Air Force pilots, they knew how to fly. So Reed brought Ben along, and they were friends back in the war anyway. And Sue, they gave a reason for her, and Johnny trained to be part of the crew as part of a dare. And so he basically earned his way there. Rather than the original, which was I'm dating this girl, and it'd be a great thing if I brought her brother to endanger him as well, so we could beat the Ruskies. But Reed and Ben were the only two essential players on that thing. But I think there was a reason for the others. I'd have to check again. Sarah says, same here, Pops. Gospel illusionist Jake Lindsay says, this Grinch had the Grinch making out with Max. Oh, baby, that's illegal. Anyway, hashtag pump the raspberry, hashtag raspberry, and hashtag you went there, hashtag my butt hurts when I think about it, hashtag Tiki Ted. Anyway, if you want to see Tiki Green Room Ted tonight on the Green Room, you are more than welcome to do so, but you got to be a member of Uncle Carl's Secret Humor Group, and please, definitely sign up for Ted Davies' artistry page and make his butt hurt less. And I'm pro LGBTQ, but I can see both sides, I think. Well, and like I said, it's where he's kissing the dog that makes the difference with me, Sarah. I'm pro too. I'm an ally. So, in fact, most people, this is just my broadcast bow tie. My bow tie when I go out in public, when I do my sales in public, is a rainbow one for that reason. And hashtag Tiki Ted. And Sarah, Max was the dog. No, Indiana was the dog. Anyway, and later on, Teresa, you take care, darling. We'll be talking to you later. And oh yeah, derp. Sarah, and they call it puppy love, says Christian Basil. And we've just hit bestiality achievement unlocked. Yeah, I think we leveled down with that though, Christian. And Layer Teresa, have a good weekend. Layer Teresa from Carl Witzman. And hey, Sarah. Hey, Sarah, says Amy Hale. And yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll see you later, Teresa. And love to Amy. And Michaela Jane, Amy, hugs. How are you doing? And you're welcome, Teresa. Big hugs. And Michaela Jane, mwah. And Teresa, mwah. From Christian Basil. And hey, Christian, mwah. There's a lot of mwahing going on here. Where's mine? And hey, Brian, this is Kelly wondering who is your favorite all-time author besides yourself? Well, you've answered it right there. Have a great day, everyone. The show's over. No, I don't have one in particular. I have several that I very much like. But it depends on what time of day. It keeps changing. I love the work of Harlan Ellison. What an incredible wordsmith. Ray Bradbury. Most of you may not have heard of, such as Don Pendleton, Richard Sapir and Warren Murphy, Jim Beard, John C. Bruning, Charles F. Milhouse, Rick Bradley, envious of a lot of you for your talent and your imagination. Stan Leroy Thomas, Steve Gerber, Steve Englehart, Jerry Conway, Denny O'Neill. Oh, Denny, we miss you. And it's just a huge list. We are all, as creatives, the sum total of our influences, and there's just I don't have one in particular. Edgar Allan Poe just hit my head. Robert E. Howard, Maxwell Grant, Lester Dent. Don't know that I have a favorite though. Oh man, and my list is too long, and I apologize to all who I've omitted. Will Schuyler says, "Morning, Michaela. How are you doing today?" Willow moi, says Christian Basil. And so you want to see Grant's sexy video? Sexy videos, Skunk Rocker. Skunk Rocker. Well, it's sometimes it's lonely, Skunk. Port in any storm, if you know what I mean. I'll even watch the Grinch making out with Max some days. You know what I'm saying? And morning to Philip Thompson. Phil, glad to see you. How do you get an ISBN number for your books? Go to browker.com, BROWKER.com. That is the only place you should be getting them from. Now, other companies will sell them to you, but Browker has fixed it, so they really shouldn't be doing it. Now, when you publish with Amazon, they can give you one, but then Amazon is the publisher of Note, and it also cuts off some potential sales venues from you. I say it's better to just use your ISBN number for your physical books. I don't worry about my ebooks because I see the ISBN number as the reason you generate a barcode, the UPC symbol, like on the back of your books. Like this, or on the front of your comic books. Those numbers are based on your ISBN number. And I want my own because I want to be the publisher of Note, and this frees me up in a lot of ways for certain sales venues. But BROWKER.com is the best place. You can get a set of 10 for $295, and it's worth it. It really is. Amy Hale says, "Hey, Michaelis, I'm tired, still very sad, but getting today is a little better so far." That's good, Amy. May all the memories be golden, darling. And good morning, Christian. Good to see you. You are well caffeinated, I hope that is. Will Schuyler. I don't know what carinated is. He is now, he's got lots of carotene in him, and he can see in the dark. But his flesh is orange. Michaela J says, "Hey, Willow, I'm excited about getting my second solo book out." Oh, that's so cool. Nice, Michaela. Gotta agree with Sarah. And we always find Glenn B. Fleming agreeable. Check out Nielsen is bnstore.com home ISBN. Now, is that one that I'm going to write that down, but that's as good as Browker. That's the first I've heard. Now, I know in Great Britain, in Canada, you get them for free. But let's see. I'm going to check that out, Glenn. Thank you. www. Nielsen is BN store. Okay. All right. As long as they are not the publishers of Note. See, that's the thing. When you take the Amazon ones, it will say that it will tell everyone the publisher is Amazon, not you. Now, I'm still listed as either Freelance Words or Rising Tide Publications on my stuff, but at the heart of it, my whole thing is I have learned in the last 2 years I cannot trust Amazon 100% anymore. And who's to say that tomorrow that I won't get an email that says effective in 30 days, you have to accept if you get a movie deal out of, say, if I got a movie deal out of Volcana or Sandestein for being on Amazon, and if I use their numbers, that I have to give them a cut of any sort of merchandising or movie deals or what from that. That would cut a lot of income from me, just as they have done with audiobooks this last month or so. I'm still, as I'm finishing up the audiobook for Sandestein, I'm still debating whether I want to put it on ACX, to be honest. There are some authors that, because of a change in their terms, where they're allowing people who have ever bought a book, if they subscribe to Amazon Prime, to return it. And some authors are now seeing negative numbers for their sales. They might, like if they sell 100 audiobooks, but if people are returning 150, they've got a negative number for the month. That's kind of sucks on Amazon's part. And hey, Brian, hey, Glenn, how you doing today? Listen to me rant. Apparently I've got a lot of pent up anger this morning at famous people and Amazon. Anyway, Glenn, it's good to see you as always, my friend. I hope you're looking forward to a great weekend. Hey, Glenn, check out Comic Madness with Pops Van Zandt. He's going to have another CromCon, and I think you'd be great on that. I really do. If not, I'll let you piggyback on my show Sunday at 1 p.m. On January 3rd. Anyway, Amy, I feel for you. I've been there. Reach out if you need to. Yeah, Amy, if you need a kind word from me, you could get one, or any of us. Just don't hesitate to ask. Okay, that's what we're for. And my videos are not sexy, says Grant Lankard. There is a video in the first issue of my newsletter, and I'm going to beg everybody to be patient. It is my first video editing experience. Might have been pretty pathetic, so you've got nowhere to go but up. Joe Dog McKeel, okay here. One good thing about getting up at the butt crack of dawn is to be first in line. Doors opened at 10, and now I am home. COVID-19 tests are designed by Satan. Yes, Joe Dog was is late because he had to go get a COVID test. I hope you studied, young man. I hope you studied all night. I always study for my urine tests, too. But no, I hope you studied and got some good passing grades in this. Remember, readers are leaders. You know what I'm saying? I just told Joe Dog, just imagine having a tickle at the bottom of your brain and that little swab is up there to scratch it. That probably what got you through it, Joe Dog. And then last night, Joe Dog was hilarious, as was Skunk, as everybody was on Stupid O'Clock. You got another chance to watch. All right. They need more viewers. They deserve more viewers. That's a great show. It really is. I love it. And I make some rude remarks as always while we're there. And you've got another chance to watch it live this coming Saturday at 11 p.m. on the Stupid O'Clock channel. Great stuff. I share in that excitement, Michaela, says Willow Schuyler. I wish you luck. Maybe Brian can point you to a good publishing company. Hint, hint. Hey, she's got Willow. She is doing her own thing, and that is the best publisher of all, in my opinion. Rising Tide can't do nothing that she can't do herself, and she gets to keep more of the money. All right, and God knows she's willing to do the work. Michaela inspires me. All right, she is a busy gal. And Christian Basil says that Brian finally got to this chat. It's December 25th. Merry Christmas, everyone. Screw you, Christian. Anyway, shut up, Christian. Anyway, I'm going to stop reading. That's the thing. Again, and this kind of gets me. I will say this kind of gets me. I know you mean it in jest, but I get a lot of people. I shouldn't say a lot. I get some people that poke at me because it takes time to get to your comments. But the thing is, you guys make comments and they're great. Anytime I have made an attempt to shortcut the process, which we do on Clever Title Pending, that's just another base entirely. Pardon me. But every time I do, I get pushback from more people who say, please read everything. So you can get one or the other. You can either have me, stay, right?
You get one finger.
Yeah, Cookie. Here's your graphic, Carl. Get ready for this screen capture. Cookie put it this way. Big hug for Amy. Yes, Carl Wisman. We definitely for that. But anyway, no, Cookie told me the choices. On one hand, I can read all the comments, or on the other hand, I could just edit. So that's Cookie's. We'll superimpose her face when Carl sends me that screenshot. So anyway, you get one or the other. So the thing about how long it takes me, that joke's getting old. Okay, just letting you know. But someone who doesn't get old is the Eric Hawkins. Good morning, peoples. Good morning, Eric. Hope you're doing well. And good morning, Multiverse, from John B. Pica. Always a pleasure, sir. JohnPica.com for all this amazing man does. And check out his Patreon page under Impossible. That's hello, the Eric. And Grant Lankard genuflex and goes the Eric too. And morning the from Trevor Hawkins, and not just an Eric, he's the Eric. That's right, Grant. You know the pecking order here now. And Christian talking about being behind on comments. Alder Boy, report to HR. Thank you, Sarah. Dark Mistress, I think your Ultra Boy needs another, a couple rounds of that ice water enema. Keep the ice in it. Michaela J says, I need pants. I can't find my pants. I'll help you look. Anyway, Carl Witzman, woohoo, fun at Michaela's house. Poor Jeremy of Dastardly Dingles couldn't handle Christian. Yeah, that was so funny the other night. I went back and looked at it where, I'm trying to take over from Jeremy, which I normally do on most shows I'm on. And I'm reading Christian's like, oh, I can't read the rest of that. And Christian has I can't read any of that. And so you guys, Sarah, you and Christian were hilarious. You really would. And Michaela laughs at Carl. And Will Schuyler says, I thought pants were banned on Fridays. They are around here. Willow, I'll probably be showing up at the green room tonight without pants. In fact, one time I did a podcast without anything on, but that's another story. Sarah and I are an explosive combination. Hashtag under the sheets, says Christian Basil, talking about his deepest, darkest fantasies. And I see Sarah everywhere because we have the same taste in YouTube videos, says Grant Lankard. And I hope y'all have signed up for Stupid O'Clock and Ted Davies Artistry and my page and Willow Schuyler's page. All right. And that's in the green room, Willow. And we hope to see you there tonight, Willow. Exactly to both Christian and Grant, says Sarah. And Christian Basil says, I am the HR department. Oh, hell no, you aren't. You just have like a door which you put a post-it note. It says HR and you misspelled it. What's up with that? How do you misspell HR? And doesn't that scare you a bit, Grant, says Carl Witzman? Yeah, that is a wake-up call right there. When you see all the same people all the time, you go like, oh my God, I'm becoming like them. Oh, damn, I hope I can tune into that, Carl. Damn, work has me closing tonight. Well, nobody goes to Starbucks. What are you talking about? You have plenty of time. And I'm sure Christian would give Sarah's upper respiratory a once-over, says Eric Hawkins. You could sell tickets to that. Sarah, without being nasty about it, she's got a fine upper respiratory area. Her shoulders are amazing. And anyway, we'll be selling film of that. That's 2 girls and a chest exam. There we go. That'll replace the cup. And it makes me think Sarah is stalking me. I think Sarah's stalking me too. That's what gets me through my day. Damn work, says Carl Witzman. And great, Grant, says Glenn B. Fleming. Oh, are you stalking me, Grant? Ooh, that's news. And you heard it here. This has been a Fox News alert. And the only dog that kissed me was my ex-girlfriend. Uh-oh, we're starting that again, Jake Lindsay. Oh, look out. Brace yourself. OMG, Jake. Oh, I'll be seeing you, folks. I'm getting out of this conversation. And here we go. 4-alarm emergency. I need a few people to join me tonight on a special edition of Back of the Cereal Box to talk about the news from Disney Investors Day for yesterday. PM me or email at johnpica@johnpica.com. Brian Wensloff, good cross promotion. Jeffrey Hayes, I recommend you to. Anybody join in with John B. Pica on that? Definitely check that out. That sounds like fun. That'll be a good conversation. And luckily, most girls I know aren't like my ex. Well, most of my exes have descended back into hell from whence they came. So I got with Cookie here, and we're all good, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she says. Yeah, she's down there stretching. Okay, never mind. More screen captures for Carl. And mutual stalking, like being a U.S. spy in Russia. There we go. And OMG, Jake, I think my influence, good and bad, are rubbing off on you. Yeah, I'm not sure your good part has come off on him yet, Christian. Shut up, Brian. Anyway, I'm clearing house, Eric, says Christian Basil. And Grant Lankard almost forgot. I want to say R.I.P. Richard Corbin. He had an amazing career. If you think you've never heard of him, I bet you have seen his work and didn't know it. Yeah, I was talking about that with a friend of mine last night. Richard Corbin started out as like an underground comic book artist and then graduated to magazines like Creepy and Eerie. The Warren magazines. Also did a lot of work for Heavy Metal magazine like Den, Classic Comics Den. Has also done work for Marvel Comics. He did some great limited series about 10 years ago featuring the Hulk and another one with Luke Cage that were excellent. Really excellent. He's an amazing artist. I have a friend who actually got to visit his home, and he said it is a palace of Corbin's originals on the wall. But yeah, what a super talent. Passed too soon at 80. Incredibly talented. Still doing it. Still drawing. But yeah, what a great career. What a great influencer. So yeah, you may have seen his work and not known it. If you saw the movie Heavy Metal, I think he had a segment based on his work in there. Jake Lindsay says, "Oh, she wasn't a real dog. She acted like a mean dog. What? She humped your leg and peed on your tree? What? And what time, John B. Pica? Brian, talk to John B. Pica offline about this, okay? Otherwise, everyone will tease me about not catching up on comics. And DC's IPs bring in millions. The comics, sadly, are a drop in the bucket compared to the merch from IPs. Yeah, but the thing is, I think some investors might want to know what DC plans are. Right now, as you know, the comics industry is in a state of flux because no one really knows what DC is doing, and really, in a lot of ways, it's nobody's business how they conduct their businesses. Hashtag under the sheets, but for the most part, retailers want to know, and they're sending out signals that are sounding like that they aren't. Which actually I approve of to a degree, that they are not going to give the same weight to the complaints from the direct sales market, because that market there is maybe on a good day a quarter of what it was 20 years ago, and you hear about more shops closing all the time. And you were hearing about before the COVID-19. COVID didn't help nothing, but anyway, yeah. But I know at one point, like DC and Marvel each asked the other one, would you be interested in licensing some of our characters? Marvel has already done that with IDW with some of their characters. I would love, if I had the money, to get some of the DC's D-listers and write them. I would so do a Ultra the Multi-Alien book. Okay? Actually, the one I'd love to write would be the Spectre. I would love to do the Spectre.
You have too many other things on your list that you own.
I'm sorry, my hearing was going out. Did any of you hear something just now? Yeah, I know, but what's one more, honey?
One more is going to be a poke in the nose.
Cool! Who's going to get it? Is it going to be Wensloff or Hawkins? Either one of those guys? It couldn't be me. Anyway.
Oh, and I realized when they're telling you to shut up in the comments.
Yeah.
Then they obviously don't want you to read all the comments.
Oh, is that the case, honey?
Yeah, that must be it.
Would you make me a list of people that I'll be supplying to you that shouldn't get their comments read?
Hey, one of them told you today to shut up.
Well, I told myself to shut up.
Oh, okay.
So I shouldn't read any of my comments. Is that it? I should just read theirs and I shouldn't reply? Because no one wants to hear me.
Good luck on not replying.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll just read your comments. I won't say nothing. Brian Wesloff says, Brian, Marvel Comics is run as a separate entity, so they announce their own stuff separate from the main Disney stuff. Yeah, well, a lot of the divisions do, but still, they are owned by Disney, and Disney paid a crap ton of money for them. And and granted, they are putting out probably more Star Wars comics than their regular line right now, but it's the same thing with DC Comics. And I know that comics don't have the same gravitas to you, whereas to me, I care more about the comics than the movies, because once it got past the hand cranking thing, and I don't care about movies anyway. Now that Thanksgiving is over, here is something to be thankful for, says Teresa Dunn. My book Poetry Expressions and Poetry Expressions 2, they would both make great Christmas presents for a loved one or a friend. Check them both out on Amazon under the name Teresa D. Dunn. Check them out. They are really, really great poetry books. And like she said, they make great Christmas presents, and they would cheer her up if you'd buy several dozen. And luckily, I have a ton of girls that like me at my job, says Jake Lindsay. Well, cool. See, it's all working out. And I think if they did a TV series of Dial H for Hero, it would be great. That people send in submissions for heroes the kids could turn into like the comic did. Oh, can you mention the cosplay opportunities? Oh, seriously, I've always loved not just the original Robbie Reed Dial H for Hero. I'm liking the current one from Wonder Comics, and I also like the one from the 80s that was running in Adventure Comics. That was great. And I had a friend, Tom Reed, who actually got one of his designs in to Dial H for Hero, and he got a great big t-shirt with the logo saying I dialed H for Hero. That was so cool. I was so proud of him. And Grant Lankert said, I figured Lake was Jake was a ladies man. Jake is a ladies man. He is, but he ain't kissing his dog. And Bill McSci-Fi, good morning to you, Bill. How are you this morning? Bill, putting a link to your work, my friend. It's good to see you, man. Bill's a great writer. He's a terrific guy, too. And good morning, Nevermorians. Late but made it. Brian, as we move forward into 2021, may I humbly suggest when you plug your stuff, please include the prices. Oh, now that's a great idea. Excuse me. That really, Nick, that's a super idea. And if it's free, like Grant Lankard's newsletter, or subscribing to the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page on YouTube, that's free. But no, that's not a horrible idea, Nick. I like that, in fact. And two-fisted new hashtag says Christian Basil, pulling the show down even more. But Joe Dog McHale says witty comments today are muted. Sorry, folks, I will make up for it Monday. Well, you've had your brain poked this morning, so Joe Dog, we understand if you want to take a morning off, but we appreciate your being here, brother. And I realize something, says Nick Tucker, as folks are talking mainstream comics, I really, truly are more interested in the stuff who show up right here are making. Yeah, I am too, to be honest. I still have a love of some mainstream comics, although I realize I'm only buying like a couple of them. I'm reading Superman in action, but most of my comic reading every month is like I get exciting comics from Antarctic Press when they decide to put one out. I love Knights of the Dinner Table from Kenzer Co. That's a funny gaming comic. I love that comic to death, and I've been buying it regularly since issue 10, and they're out and they're nearing 280 right now. And I like a lot of the stuff like Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. Of course, the Zombieful World of Oz. That's my favorite comic right now. The thing is, a lot of it, I've backed a couple of Kickstarter things right now. I got a comic the other day. The art was beautiful. The story was total actually, I've picked up 2 independent comics this year that I won't mention them on the air because they are the artwork is very, very lovely. The stories are total garbage. I invested in one recently that, and I don't care if I get behind the comments. So I'll just cut them off at noon when I feed Cookie. But anyway, that's what you get for complaining. But anyway, it's like, the art is nice. Both books I'm thinking the art is great, but the editing in one was non-existent. The writing was abysmal. There wasn't one original line in the whole book. And the story was only fair, but the art was beautiful. And in this other one that I actually backed on the Kickstarter recently, it's basically, if you're already a fan of the original comics, I could see where you might get interested in it. But there was nothing in there for me. I was familiar with only two sets of characters in this whole thing. It was kind of like a Crisis on Infinite Earths type. And I was so disappointed in it that I have absolutely no desire to back any future issues from the whole company, actually. In fact, I was so disappointed in it. There was just nothing in there to draw me in. But there's a lot of lessons that I think a lot of independent writers and artists could take from the mainstream. And, I will say if DC offered me a gig, I would certainly consider it. And understood, Joe, definitely. And Charles F. Millhouse, there is a link to Pulp Reality #1. Check out that bit.ly address. You will be glad you did. And I miss Skunk Rocker coming in. Hi. And Garrett, William Puncter Murray. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Garrett. How are you, my friend? And hanging with Web Show, this network here is an awesome one. And I have to thank Garrett and Willow Schuyler for including these broadcasts in their daily announcements of our humble efforts. We are pleased to be in such august company. Garrett, it's good to see you, my man. If you got anything coming up, put it in the comments. I'll make sure I read it. All right, before the end of the show. And I hope it's always good to see you, man. I don't talk to you enough. That's on me. And hiya, Skunk. Disney is releasing a Zootopia series on Disney. You spring to mind. Oh, God, I hope that's a compliment. Anyway, going back. Yep, we're missing out on comments. Oh, well. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, man. Guys have me so far behind. Anyway, there he is. There we go. The Hanging with Web TV is promoting Operation Santa today, if I might. Garrett, for something like that, you are obligated to, brother. All right. And in fact, Garrett, anytime you're on here, feel free to promote yourself. All right. That's an ongoing thing. And Garrett, I want to go even one step further on my Rising Tide Publications page for the Operation Santa thing. Put something up on there, would you please, so we can share it with our people too. Maybe get some fresh eyeballs on you. Thank you, Garrett, and it's good to see you, man. Hope you and Sage and everybody is doing well over there. All right, and that's great, Jade. Jake, rather, I agree, Sarah, and off to do some secret marketing. Catch you later, Michaela. Love you, hun. Hope you're having a great morning. And good morning, shiny, happy people. Good morning. Good day, Brian. And we now have the Hanging with Webb show on here. Please check it out. Thank you, Garrett. And check out their page and subscribe and like and share. And still 15 watching and only 11 likes. I may bring out my whip. Sincerely, the Dark Mistress. And Christian is going to subscribe twice just to make up for it. And love, Michaela. Have a great weekend. Yes, and Jake Lindsay's dad was watching me praying for 45 people. He was crying tears of joy. He was so proud of me, as well he should be. That is great. And Nick Tockert says, Keanu as Darth Revan. I think you hit it. And Bill Sarn says, TGIF, Brian, and Nevermore. It's good to see you, Bill Sarn. Good morning, sir. Important question for all those authors out there. Would you rather produce many books in a period of time or that one great unforgettable book? My opinion on this to all authors is an outsider looking in. Take your time and write the great one. And some people try to do that. I will say for myself, I go for volume, but I try to make each one as great as I can make it. My heroes, really, as far as creativity goes, are not necessarily the ones that, like a Margaret Mitchell that writes like one great book, or, like the lady who did To Kill a Mockingbird. She writes a bunch of stuff, but only one hits. Or somebody like even like an Ayn Rand, who, whether you think she's great or not, she wrote like about 4 or 5 books, and that's it. But she did a lot of articles and screenplays and things like that. Whereas my heroes beat typewriters to death with their fingertips. In fact, my other computer is in the shop right now because basically I wore out the keyboard. So those are my heroes, and I don't go for the lofty storylines. I'm just going for entertainment, distraction, not unlike this show. So I wouldn't mind producing a lot of books. So anyway, authors, let's hear from you on that. That's a great question, Bill Sarn. Thank you very much for that. And glad your dad was and is proud of you, Jake Sarah. Totally agree. And hashtag bring cookie home. Thank you, Bill Sarn. And good morning, Bobby Nash, BobbyNash.com. It's the hashtag the summer of snow. It's always the summer of snow. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. It's Die Hard Meets. Ooh, wow. I like that. The title, it's like Die Hard meets kissing Max on the lips and giving him tongue. But anyway, hashtag start the snark, says Carl Witzman. Oh yeah, lay it on me. And Grant, I sent you the pics of the girl took with me. Oh, not that kind of help. Anyway, was this the episode that Brian jumped the snark? Carl Witzman, there's something in me this morning that the snark is coming out and can't help it. And happy Friday, Cindy Kemp. So glad you're here. A stabling influence on us all. CKOEPP.com. And Garrett, thank you for posting that thing on Rising Tide. Glad to see that. And post the photos of the girl you're sending me won't get me in trouble with my wife, will they, Jake? If they will get me in trouble with Cookie, I definitely want to see them. And Jake says, nope, Grant, they're selfies. Oh, okay. And I sent Brian the links also there. Yes, you did send me some pictures of you with those pretty ladies, and they're safe. They are safe. And Sarah says, Grant, from pics I've seen, Jake's pics won't get you in trouble. They won't even get Jake in trouble, darn it. Anyway, Cindy kept getting you in the Christmas spirit. Check out Brian K. Morrison, Smashwords. Thank you, Cindy. And also, please check out CKOEPP.com for great books. Also, Bear Publications and Amazon for the amazing work of Cindy Kemp. And also sign up for her newsletter at CKOEPP.com because it is a great read every month. Grant Lankard says, I always think it's funny when people tell me I spent 20 years working on this comic book. My thought is that they're scared to release it. Yeah, Grant, I think that's part of it. I think so too. But it's like, 20 years will make a fine wine. It makes a terrific whiskey. But I don't think that, working 20 years on a single comic makes it great. And in fact, when people lead off with that remark, well, it took me 20 years to make this comic. And I'm like, I'm already turned off. I don't want to hear about that. I don't care how much freaking work you put in. I assume you bled through the pores of your skin to create that thing. I want to hear about the comic. I want to hear what makes me want to read it. It's like with Eric Hawkins, the great Zombiful World of Oz. I know it took him a long time to read it, but when I had copies for sale, I would tell people Dorothy Gale just got out of the sanitarium, now cured of these delusions of emerald cities and yellow brick roads. But when the zombies attack and she's rescued by a scarecrow, a tin man, and a cowardly lion, maybe there was more to her fantasies than we thought. There's an elevator pitch for you. And it's like, I want to see more like that, what I just did, than 20 minutes of, I've told the story before. I've even had people read the entire book to me and tell me the ending. In fact, I quit working for one guy. I was going to write a comic book for him, and I wrote one issue that never came out. And then he said, well, what will you do for number 2? And I gave him the pitch. He liked it. He was going around telling people how issue 2 ended because he was so happy with my twist ending on it. He was like, oh, yeah, and it ends with this. And I finally told him, cut that the hell out. That's not enticing people. You've already told them the story. Anyway, comments condensed in case they got zapped. Good morning, Nevermorians. Indie comics are better than Marvel DC. Share the prices on your direct plugs. Hiya, Skunk. Disney is doing the Zootopia series. Now, there we go. Nick has got it. Nick, that's why you should watch the Historical Fencing Guild tonight at 8 p.m. On the Historical Fencing Guild channel, which is another one you should be subscribing to. This man needs more subscribers. And Christian Basil says, become part of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS family of sponsors. You've seen the shows. You've seen our numbers. Email Sage at hangingwithshow.com or Christian at hangingwithshow.com with upcoming guests like Benji Clifford, the return of Phantasmagoria, and many more with awesome rates. Don't miss out. Definitely. And the Skunk Rocker himself says, well, Brian, I'm glad you enjoyed my stupid o'clock banter. I always do, Skunk. It might please you to know I'm starting my own StreamYard-based show with my crew from the Scrub House Video Club. Skunk, when that happens, send me some links, would you? And please, brother, promote it on this program. Let's get some people in front of your show, too. All right, man? Because we take care of our own on here. And Cindy Cap says, deck in the halls at Amazon with Brian K. Morris. Fa la 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 la. Anyway, check out my work on Amazon. I would appreciate it. And probably Grant says, Sarah. And prices, share the prices. My love is free, Nick. Anyway, Child by the Five Stair Steps is a great song to cheer. Ooh, Child. Oh, yeah. By the Five Stair Steps. That is a terrific song to cheer you up. Yeah. I love that group. I'm just sorry they only had that one hit. They had a ton of records. In fact, I remember seeing a bunch of their records on the old VJ label. Remember with the, which was actually the VJ was the first record label to release the Beatles when they were working with Tony Sheridan, My Bonnie and all that. They also had a deal with they released a certain number of 4 seasons when they were still signed to Philips. That was kind of cool. They had a lot of people. Dick Gregory was also on that label. I think it was a label out of Chicago, VJ Records. Great catalog there. But the Five Stair Steps. That's a great song. Ooh, Child. That Bill Sarton, thumbs up on that one, brother. And it would be great to see Pops in the green room. He'd fit right in. The poor man. Yes, that's true. And dashing through the snow, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockard. Please put on some pants before you report to HR. But check out the work of Nick Tockard. He's got some great stuff that writers should have as reference for swordplay and stuff. And home for the holidays. Cindy kept keeping the home fires burning, roasting her chestnuts in front of the open fire. Check out Animal Eye. Check her work out on Amazon because a couple of them are on sale right now. So check out her work. Please support Cindy Cap. She deserves it. And Jake Lindsay says, I play Trans-Siberian Orchestra or watch parties on my group I run. Yeah, that's true. I found YouTube where they did a whole concert. Oh, man, I watched that the other day. That lifted me up. And I have huge plans for 2021, says Nick Tockard, not even counting the wonderful work with the Hybrids RPG. Check him out on Nicholas Tockard on Amazon. Also check out Amanda Tockard at the same time because they're both creative. They're both wonderful, and I adore them both. And in all honesty, I'd rather give the vaccine to people that need it, not celebs. Amen, Jake Lindsay. I agree completely. Well, from what I'm hearing, the preliminary plan is Frontline healthcare workers, and I think maybe police and firemen, because they also have to be exposed to it too in the course of their duty, and they are essential workers. And then the next line would be people with who are basic, and also people. Next line would be people in nursing homes, because they are our most vulnerable right now. In fact, last night, Stupid O'Clock had a really good conversation about the vaccine too. That's worth listening to. Or people, and then I think the next one would be people who have any sort of compromised health situation. For instance, I would probably be in that group because I have high blood pressure, I have a heart condition, and my age. So there's three things I probably. Whereas Cookie is a little younger than I am, significantly younger than I am. I'll go quietly, officers, and she is in very, very good health. But I would wait so we could get ours together because we're young and in love. But anyway, uh, anyway, Carleen says, give him hell, Brian, right there with you on who gets the cure first. You got that. Glad to hear that, Carly. Thank you, darling. And right, Jake, and agreed, Carly. Thank you both. And my brother just called. He's bringing me Skyline. Ooh, Skyline chili? I hope so. I love that stuff. And support your local swordmaster, commands Cindy Kep. She is telling you right now. Tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and hang out with Nick Tockert on the Historical Fencing Guild. You think I've got energy? This man is a nuclear explosion. He is going to burn all the way. He is one-man China syndrome. He really is. You will love Nick Tockert watching him. He'll liven up your Friday evenings. And rich people can just stay in the house without having to worry about how they're going to pay the bills. The whole COVID thing is making it clear how bad the class system is in the U.S. Grant Lankard, you got it in one, man. I think this whole thing has, in a lot of ways, focused the attention, as it should, on the haves and have-nots. And I would say, in fact, I would even put our politicians in the same category, regardless of their position. If any of them have health, of course, they'll probably, what is it? 99% of them give the rest a bad name. That they'll probably find a way. Oh yes, and before the healthcare providers get it, we signed a law that says Congress people have to get it, particularly if they're in my the controlling party. So anyway. Cindy Cap says, sign up for Rising Tide's newsletter for fun info and cool links. Thank you, Cindy Cap. You can do that at risingtide.pub, or if you have direct messenger, Facebook direct messenger, send me your email, and I promise you no spam, because of me, I don't do that sort of thing. I don't sell or trade or nothing those lists. And why did the blonde stare at the orange juice? It said concentrate. Oh, now we're doing blonde jokes. Jake Lindsay, it's nice knowing you. And exactly, Grant says, Sarah, I'm staying in and away from people as much as possible, besides wearing a mask when I have to go out. Same with me. I even wear a mask in my comic shop. So, and Joe Dog McKeel says, Grinch making out with Max is only illegal in 49 states. Thank you very much. Side-eyed and grinning. Oh, Tennessee must be number 50. Oh my God. Oh, that's shameful. That's disgusting. That's something I need to bring my camera to see. Anyway, hey, Brian, Rick Bradley. Mwah, there's yours. Oh, thank you, Rick. Big hearts, you sexy beast, you. And mwah, PKM. Mwah. Sarah, wait, got plenty of those for you. And Cindy Cap says, I've been posting some of my favorite Christmas tunes. I tried looking up traditional Christmas songs, and I keep getting modern pop nonsense. Now, some pop songs I do like. I do like Steppin' Into Christmas by Elton John. There was a group, and I can't remember the name of it. It was a boy band from about 7 or 8 years ago. They're probably old man band by now. But it was a song about I got Santa put me on the naughty list. It is cute as hell. I love that song. It is really wonderful. There's some, and Trans-Siberian Orchestra does some great Christmas music if you like that kind of music. But there's, and I still dig like that Bing Crosby David Bowie duet. That was. I don't see how I could ever get tired of that. And I do like the classics like Crosby and Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald. I do love that stuff too. I really do. And Joe Dog is being mocked with Sarah's laughter, which we crave. And does it hurt when Poe hit your head? It did hurt when Poe hit your head. Yeah. And wait, Max on Two Broke Girls was played by Kat Dennings. Was the dog of Kat Dennings proportions? Asks Nick Dockert. Hey, if it looked anything like Kat Dennings, I'm there. Sarah says, I was wondering if that skeletal hand hurt too, Carly. Grant Lankard says, there's a rumor that subscribing to my newsletter can cure COVID, but I don't believe in spreading rumors. That's what he's got me for. Yes, and in fact, if it hurts when you pee, sign up for Grant Lankard's newsletter and watch the miraculous results. Anyway, what a quick game to play. Big Stompy Robots. Yes, definitely check out Nick Tockert's game, available on Amazon. Also, check out his book on swordplay. That is a great reference source. And all my producers are loitering about getting all of Brian's great creative advice. Don't they have shows to prep for? You shut up, Garrett. I need my audience. Wait, I only know this because I'm here too. Damn, caught again. Garrett Puncture Murray, please report to HR. Garrett, please report to HR. Anyway. Yeah, this is like where you're skipping school and you think you're the only one. You see all your other friends across the street smoking cigarettes too. Yeah, I understand. Well, that's because I don't know. I don't know why they're here, Garrett. It's nothing I've done. But anyway, Garrett, we are glad you're here. We'd love to see you come back more often. And nice, Grant. What's the website, by the way? And Cindy Kemp says the League of the Traveling TARDIS is working towards 45K subscribers. Go join the group for all the Doctor Who stuff. It's a great show. It really is. So sign up for his Facebook page, give it a like, and get this guy to 45. Let's get him to 45 before the end of the year. How do you spell the website again? Yes, the website. We need that. And break is gone already. I'll catch up with you all later. But in the meantime, check out CKOEPP.com to sign up for her amazing newsletter. Seriously, it's a great read. Cindy, we love you. We'll be talking to you this weekend. And Lurker Mode Engaged, the ninja with her flashing crochet needle, is at it again. Grant Lankard, you will get a free comic book for signing up for his newsletter, although I think I already sent you the comic book. I already got the comic book, and I enjoyed it. I did. Athletes and celebrities are having a very difficult time with the realization they are not essential. Yes. And there are quite a number of them that can fall off the earth, as far as I'm concerned. The Logan brothers, they've been doing both Jake and his brother and Logan have been doing these MMA type boxing matches. And I would, I don't normally go in for violence of that type, but I would probably pay extra to watch a clip of those guys getting the snot beat out of them because they got plenty of snot to beat out. And I got the comic book, just wondered about the newsletter. Interesting comic, by the way, says Sarah, who is becoming a connoisseur of fine comic book stuff. And right, the Eric, and interesting means you didn't like it. No, nice means. No, my college English professor told me nice was not the best word. You should say something more demonstrative about things, if you enjoy them. And get Podcast Ted. Learn how Ted writes sci-fi on Anchor FM at Ted Davies Artistry. Check it out. Get your TED Talk in happy doses right there. Ted does some great podcasts. He really does. And I'm not saying that because he's sending me alcohol and cigars, which he's not. So if you want to get on my good side, send me alcohol and cigars. Anyway, the joke's older than you are, Brian. Says Carly. That's right. We blew the dust off of it, man. It was old enough to babysit Moses. What can I tell you? The Skunk Rocker says, I've never studied for a urine test, but I did practice once, and now my kitchen smells funny. Yeah, but you've marked your territory, Skunk. That's the thing. You've marked your territory, and none can take it. Anyway, I've had nothing but trouble with ACX with my one audiobook. It's in the wrong category, even after I've asked them to change it twice. I want to do the Captain Hawkland books in audio, but want a different venue. I need to find an affordable narrator, too. I'd narrate it, but I'm no good. But I'm cheap and easy. Charles, I'm definitely going to be putting mine on Smashwords. Smashwords has a vigorous audiobook program there too. Smashwords.com. I like Smashwords. So check that out, why don't you? And I'm looking into other things other than ACX. I might still put it on there, but it won't go on there first. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you know the situation, I'm not real happy with that. And says Carl Wisman. Sarah says, interesting as in the good beginning to a story. I don't want to give anything away in the chat. I'll PM you sometime about it. Please do, hun. I'd love to hear it. And due to scheduled power issues, I couldn't make stupid a clock. Oh, I'm sorry, but you can watch the rerun. It's still quite good. It really is. And join the Far Out and Groovy Kids by clicking on Starnard 76 on Facebook for better days from yesteryear. Tomorrow night, I'll be showing the 1965 animated classic, A Charlie Brown Christmas, uncut with no commercials. You'll also see his Blast from the Past sketches daily. So check out the artwork of Bill Sartin on Facebook, where everything old is new again. Good work, Bill. Good work. And Screen Capped. Thanks, Carl. I knew you'd like it. And hugs to Amy from Christian. And nice, Carl. Yeah, they'll be showing up one day on one of my promos. And do your show your way, Brian. It's your show. I'm just along for the ride. So am I most days, Charles F. Millhouse. Pick up Pulp Reality #1 on Amazon. It's worth it. It's great. And Brian, I want it, and I want it now. Says Christian Basil. I'm greedy and have shallow needs. That's why we get along so well, Christian. But no, I'm going to be talking. I need to say, I've been meaning to send you something all week. I want to extend an invitation to you for something, because you don't do enough on Tuesday nights. And just as soon as Brian's show ends today, come watch Armchair Rocket Science bring you a SpaceX launch that won't blow up. Yes, if you were on the Armchair Rocket Science channel or show on Stupid O'Clock's channel, put in a link to your YouTube, Joe. Let's get some numbers on it, okay? But anyway, it was a great flight. Oh, holding our breath, kind of suspenseful. Oh, turning good again, getting positive, then boom. My poor heart can't take stuff like that. And have a blessed day, my friend. You too, Jake. All writers need their own ISBN. It's a must, says Glenn Fleming. And Glenn knows his stuff. If you use the Amazon ISBN, they are the publisher. When Steven Spielberg wants to make a movie based on your book, he will go to the publisher. The writer will get his 10% cut of the fee, of course. 10%. If you own the ISBN, you will get it all. Glenn B. Fleming, I couldn't have put it any better. And then, see, that's the thing. What if Steven Spielberg wanted to make a movie of one of your works? Amazon can change their terms of service like that, and suddenly they own a sizable portion of the cut of your pie. I don't trust Amazon anymore. 2 years ago, I'd have said they were the best friend we have in the creative field. Now it's like they have become almost the enemy. They are fighting us. Teresa Dunn has had some major dust up with them recently, just trying to get her author page straightened out. Glenn B. Fleming, total wisdom in your words there. Thank you, my friend. And I have not forgotten to write your review yet. That's on my to-do list. And Sarah said, I thought you said swallow needs for a second there, Christian. Had to reread it, guessing both works. Well, he doesn't say anything about spitting needs. So anyway, Rick Radley, with our own ISBNs, we can still publish on Amazon like normal, correct? Correct. Marvin's Night Out has an ISBN from Amazon, but can I change that when I get some of my own? Yes, you will have to take your current book offline. You'll have to basically, it will still be listed as the problem, because Amazon wants to look at all this selection we have. It's just tough that you can't buy any of it, I know someone that's I know several people have had that problem when they have changed a book significantly or gotten their own ISBN. I've done that from day one. Now, I did buy some of my my ISBNs from Amazon back in the day. Now, Amazon will sell you an ISBN, but the problem is it's now as expensive. You might as well buy it from Browker. And then you can control it. You put in the listings for it. There's some other stuff to be done in myidentifiers.com that help the sales of your book to other bookstores and stuff. But yeah, totally, you can change it. But it's a pain in the butt. You basically have to set it up, but this time you put in your ISBN number. So anyway, but no, each book's ISBN is unique. You can't put another on later. You can, but you have to take the first one down through to basically delist it with Amazon, although they don't take it down. And then you have to put up your own. So, and yes, you can publish on Amazon with your own. That's what I've been doing with mine all along. The only one I didn't do was my book review book, and that's only an ebook form right now. I don't care about the ebooks so much as I do the regular books. So please get your own before you're published. Definitely. Just wow, says Sarah. Says Carl Witzman. Thank you, Glenn, says Rick Bradley. Yeah, Glenn talking the truth. Thank you, Glenn, for those great arguments. Seriously, man, I appreciate that greatly. And Carleen is mocking us with her laughter. And I got to run. Hope you all have a great day and weekend. Amy Hale, well, much love to you and the family. Be thinking of you, and hope you have a great weekend too. And yeah, Carl, don't mind me. And you as well, Amy. Take care, says Sarah. Carleen says, believe me, Sarah, he doesn't mind you at all. And the new Batman is Tim Fox, first black character to be the title character. That's true. That's true. Batman is in future the new books that are coming out in January and February. The son of Lucius Fox is going to be Batman. Now, wait a minute. There was a Batman. He was part of Batman Inc. And there was a guy that was the Batman for Africa at the start of the New 52. That was Batman. So where is that? But the Batman is Tim Fox. And Sarah is sticking her tongue out, and it suddenly got warm in here. And bye, Amy. Hug from Carl Witzman. Heather Grant. Heather, it's good to see you. Mwah. I always think of the ISBN as a Cook's DNA code. No two are exactly alike, and refer to that particular book or person. Heather, that is an excellent explanation of that. Thank you, Heather Grant. How you doing, hon? Haven't talked to you in ages. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for all you do, Brian K. Morris. Thank you for all you do, Ted Davies Artistry. And thanks to all of you for your support. Much success, everyone. Have a great weekend. Ted Davies Artistry on Facebook, on YouTube, on .com, on Spotify.fm, on your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions. Check out Ted Davies Artistry and please support this man. He's doing a lot of great work too. And yep, an ISBN has been designated on a particular book. That's it. You can't change. You can change if you make changes to the book. For instance, if it changes publishers, then it will get a new ISBN number, is my understanding. And if I were to change the actual publisher, I would still pull it. And like if I were to, if I decided that I didn't like, let's say Sandestein was published by Amazon, I'd pull it from Amazon and I would republish it, but I would add stuff to it to make it significantly different. For instance, I am planning a 10-year anniversary edition of Sandestein. But we won't be publishing it through Amazon. In fact, I do tell people, don't go through Amazon now. Go through, blanked on the name. It's another service, but a lot of these other places can get you onto Amazon is the thing. But there are just other places you can go. You got a lot of different places you can go now. I'm trying to catch up with the comments because I want more complaints. Okay, obey Saint Cookie, most prized of the rising tide. Fear her wrath, bring her home. I do, Nick Tockert. I do. And that's our goal. Brian K. Morris says, Brian Wentzoff, you must have read me wrong. I love comics as much as films. It's okay. I still love you. That's all that matters to me, Brian. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's just you constantly, I hear you talk more about movies, whereas I talk more about comic books. So a misunderstanding. I love you too, Brian. I do, and not in that nice brotherly sort of way, but we're talking about taking out to McDonald's, getting you really, getting some Mad Dog 2020 and locking us away at the Super 8. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Grant Lankert, there must have been a dozen times over the last 50 years that people thought the comic book industry was going to die. You don't need to worry. I think comics will be with us forever. Now, the means of delivery, I think, is going to change radically in the next 10 years. I think we're going to see a lot less. Well, DC's already said that they are looking more to do more digitally. And I can see that. And, of course, you have people, well, I don't like digital. They can't do it. Well, screw what you don't like. Let somebody else have what they do. A lot of us do like digital. Did you know all my digital comics are in mint condition? Just saying. Your crappy old paper comics are yellowing. Mine are beautiful, vivid white, even after all this time. I have an Action Comics #1 in digital, and it is the pages are as crisp and as white as the day they were published. So anyway, you poor paper people. I mock you with my laughter. And Operation Secret Marketing done. Good girl. Good girl. I'm slightly bitter, says Grant Lankert, because I wanted to be a comic book creator and I got talked out of it by people telling me the comic industry was dying. 20 years later and the comic industry is still here. Yeah. See, that's it, Grant. A lot of people try to talk creative people out of doing what they want to do. And the worst thing we can do is listen to them. A lot of people have made great art by basically saying screw you, I'm doing what I want. That's why I built the Rising Tide Publications. Is basically I'm doing what I want and I'll find my audience. And people were trying to tear me down when I first got into it for full time. Well, even back when I was just a freelancer, people were like, well, you can't do that, here's why. And usually this advice is given by people that also aren't doing it either, because they don't want you to change, they don't want you to improve. They want you stuck in the mud just like them. All right. So, you want to get back at them, succeed. Sinatra said the best revenge is living well. So so from now on, Grant, you listen to the people that tell you you can do it. Listen to people who tell you how you can do it, and you're going to be a lot better off. Trust me. And everything that Scout Comics puts out is excellent. Brian, I keep hearing that I haven't that I would buy. To be honest, it all looks like the same stuff. I'm sorry, but I feel that way about 90% of the comics industry. Even a lot of the stuff I see on Kickstarter, it's like, hey, I'm doing this sprawling intergalactic science fiction story. It's just like Star Wars. Yeah, that's the problem. It's just like Star Wars. Or I'm doing this character. It comes from another world that has powers and abilities far beyond far beyond those of mortal men. Bet you never seen that before. I can't spit without hitting a character like that. Hey, here's a character wearing spandex. Oh, great. So yeah, I haven't really seen anything Scout's done that I haven't picked up a single Scout comic. No offense to the Scout people. It's just it doesn't speak to me, and that's fine because I've been reading comics for over 50 years. I've seen just about a lot of stuff, and that's just me. But people like Scout, and God bless them. I don't even buy all DC. I don't buy all Marvel. I don't buy everything. I don't buy everything I read, and I don't read everything I buy. And Jake Lindsay says, before I go, I found a comic book that is full on the Bible story. It's really awesome. Yeah, there was one done. The artwork's done by Sergio Carrillo, who has done a lot of work for Marvel and DC, and it's beautiful. It's a beautifully illustrated Bible. How do you put your ISBN numbers on a PDF? That's well, if you have the ISBN number, the barcode is created by Amazon for you. Otherwise, you'll need a barcode generator, and you put it on a PDF when you set up your document, and then save it as a PDF. That's how I do it. But basically look to YouTube or Google that, and you'll get some detailed information step by step. And it's called the Action Bible. Jake, I think we're talking about the same one. It is a really, really good one. And quality over quantity, says Brian Wensloff. Well, we do our show 3 times a week, and maybe you're right. Anyway, Carleen says, my answer to Bill, I don't go for anything. My books write themselves, and I must follow where it goes, whether it's great or not. Yeah, and I agree with that. And I just want to I've got a lot of stories to tell. My job as the writer is to make each one as great as possible, because you never know what's going to hit. You never know what people will enjoy. And people like the fact that I write a variety of things. I'm with you, Carly. I really am. And now I'm headed out. Had a blessed day, my friend. Much love to you and Cookie. Thank you, Jake Lindsay. Same to you and your family. You have a great weekend. We'll be talking to you. And how do I add niches on Amazon? Do you mean categories? You can't. But the thing is, Amazon has about over 700 different book categories. What you can do is find the ones that are as close to what you do as possible. Now, Amazon will then take your metadata and assign you a couple more. You can actually get up to 10 metadata terms, but you have to email Amazon to allow them to be put in. That's a whole different conversation. Check out Self-Publishing with Dale on YouTube. They have a number of videos on that subject that can explain it better than I can. And you're not keeping up with comments is actually a good thing. Joe Dog McKeel, that's what I've been saying. It means your show is getting popular. Popular means more people are getting your message, and your message is... maybe we shouldn't share that, Joe Dog. But anyway, my message is watch Stupid O'Clock Thursdays and Saturday nights. And Kelly Austin said, I just want to thank those who have sent me messages filled with kind words and further support. I've gotten good reviews and some not so great, but all is welcome, and your opinion is always appreciated. Remember, Pulp Reality is the place for new writers and experienced ones giving the best in new pulp greatness. Kelly, we couldn't have said it better. Thank you, darling. And remember, that's bit.ly/pulp real 01. And I better memorize that. I came up with it. But anyway, Kelly, I'm so proud to be in a book with you, darling. That's the pinnacle of my career so far. Anyway, Kelly, much love to you. And Carleen said, did you know Harper Lee's friends and families donated a year's salary to her so she could write? And that book was To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah. And that's what I tell people, that everybody's saying, well, I'm waiting for the right moment to write my book. It doesn't happen. There's no such damn thing. I mean, J.K. Rowling was a single mother on the public dole when she was writing the first Harry Potter book. Look at the great books of history. People that were living in, near poverty, and then they just happened to hit. I mean, look at it this way. George Lucas was a semi-struggling filmmaker when he did American Graffiti, and even then, when he made that, people were expecting more. And then he did this thing called Star Wars that kind of took off a little. So, tell your story and don't wait for the perfect moment, because it's already gone. It's already past you, so you might as well do it now. And cool, Carly, I agree. And thank you, Brian, for always being so gracious. Garrett, the same to you, brother. The least I can do, man. We're all in this together, Garrett. And when we do it right, when one of us succeeds, we all do it. I'm just trying to latch onto your coattails so I can get several billion people subscribing to my YouTube channel. So anyway, then I can crush my enemies, of which you are not. Anyway, Grant Lankard, yes, I talk to so many people who are waiting for the right situation to make their comic book. I tell them, stop talking about making your comic book and make your comic book. Remember the moment from the Matrix. Remember, stop trying to hit me and hit me. Right? The perfect moment never happens. And all it is, when you say that, is you're giving yourself permission to not do anything. Bill Sartin says, Die Hard meets Delco. Oh, I thought we were talking about car batteries. Yeah. Aren't we? Anyway, right. Grant, life is ticking by. Don't wait for anything. And here we go. Garrett William Puncture Murray says, our team met last night and broke down the most prolific holiday stories, those that encapsulate the spirit of the season, the definitive guide to Christmas stories. Check it out on YouTube there, and also like, subscribe, and share, right? And Glenn B. Fleming, Bill Sartin, how do you know when you've written the best book? Surely a writer writes and publishes and then gets on with the next one, better or worse. Yeah. I'm in no position to judge. I never thought anyone would buy Santastein, and it's sold on 3 continents now. And I get raves for it all the time, which I'm grateful for. I really am. But I thought, well, this is just a couple hours of distracted reading, which is cool. I know, honey. Yeah, I know. But if I don't read everybody's stuff, they complain. I'm waiting for Cookie's reaction.
You need to put a time limit.
Did you hear that, folks? Cookie doesn't want you to say what you want to say. She's oppressing you. You're a tyrant, Cookie. You're a tyrant. Oh, Carl Whitson, get ready. Love you.
Yes, I'm a tyrant.
Yes.
I'm cracking that whip.
Oh, baby.
Cracking that whip.
Oh, baby. Christian, get jealous.
We have things to do, remember?
Yes, that's true. We do. Okay, we're going to blast through these. All right. Carlene says, I need to work on my elevator pitch to make it better. I'm terrible at synopsis writing too. Yeah, I'm still practicing my synopsis stuff too. But Carly, I'm willing to work with you on your elevator pitch, because that's really teachable. And I think once you get the elevator pitch down there, that makes your synopsis easier to write. Because I learned from Mark Leonard, start small, start with that elevator pitch and then build on it, rather than get your big idea and try to distill it, the elevator pitch from that. I do it the other way, and it really has been working in a lot of ways. Brian K. Morris says, Brian Wenslav, I don't know if you knew this, but if you hashtag a mainstream topic in the comments, like, for example, I love hashtag Disney, it will show up in searches, which gets more eyes on the show. Well, I don't have time to write comments. I'm relying on you guys. Anyway, don't mind if my comments don't get read, often not directed towards the host. Sorry, Brian. That's okay. Carlene, I understand, but I like reading them, and other people like hearing them. And seeking and say hi while working, or hi or go from your Evelyn, my Evelyn, darling. And please check out the brand new work from T.L. Shively. Go to her author page and check out her wonderful work on Amazon. We love you, Lynn. Mwah, you and the whole family. Hope you're doing well. Joe Dog McKeel says, okay, I'm here to the end. T0 bump back to 12:55 p.m. We will go live at 12:35. The Armchair Rocket Science on Facebook. Check it out. Nick Dockert, Brian, what are the plans, say, anthologies coming up for Rising Tide Publishing in 2021? We all need reminders that the future is coming and the positive opportunities that represents. Doc Saga we will start editing that for reels for soon. We have a book called Aquatic, Love Above the Waves. We will definitely get out this year. And also what is currently running on patreon.com, the first draft flash fiction, tentatively titled Ebony Terror, but that will get changed. That should be coming out later this year. Plus, I have stuff from other publishers. I have some stuff coming out from Prose Press. And, of course, I'm planning on being in the second issue of Pulp Reality number 2, the second issue of Pulp Reality, period. That was redundant. Don't tell Charles. He doesn't know yet. But anyway, I'm probably going to be on every issue. Plus, we've got other things that are enticing us. That's a good thing, too. We will cover that. Nick, the last show of 2020. For Clever Title Pending, which I believe will be December 29th, we will have a look back and a look forward. And we've got an all-star panel for that. Sarah says, gotta run, but everyone have a great weekend. And I'll see some of you in the green room tonight. Much love. Mwah. Sarah, you know I love you. Or would kill for the chance to. Hope you have a great day. Get to feeling better, sweetheart. And see you, Sarah says, Grant Lankard. Carl Wisman says, see you soon. And Carly Carleen says, see you tonight. And Carly Carleen says, deliberately leaving out the comment before Carl put it in. Oh, you rebel, you. And next week on Drawing Quarter Fan Edition, we take on the greatest Christmas movie of all time as our subject, Die Hard, says Eric Hawkins. Please promote that on the page, my pages, will you, Eric? We want people to see you beat their butt. And how did you not win the poll this week? Good God, what's wrong with that? And yay, Eric Hawkins, is Carly Carleen. And I really need to crash the stupid o'clock show again. Yeah, I need to do that too. I couldn't do it last night. My timing was off on that, but we will crash soon. I will be rubbing elbows with Skunk and Joe Dog soon. And Christmas as I Knew It by Johnny Cash, says Nick Tockert. Oh yeah. And the best Christmas song ever is by Slade. Thank you. Merry Christmas. I even have the one from Slade 2. They did a great Christmas song on that one too. But here it is, Merry Christmas. Everybody's having fun. And I love the last verse about the hill, going down the hillside on the sled, and then you've been slayed. I love that song, Glenn. And every time it runs on Doctor Who, I start grinning. I really do. Great choice, Glenn. And 12 Paints of Christmas by Twisted Christmas. Yes, I just found my copy of Twisted Christmas the other day. I'm so happy. And must head out a little early to finish work on a video promo for Charles F. Millhouse and Stormgate Press. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you next week on Clever Title Pending. Cheers. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. And tune in this coming Tuesday to Clever Title Pending, because you could win one of these directly from plasmafiregraphics.com when the look of your book matters to you. Isn't that gorgeous? And yes, it does look good hanging on a wall. I can vouch for that personally. Anyway, thank you for that, my friend. Thank you, Jeffrey. Have a great day. We will be talking, my friend. And let's see here. Joe Dog McKeel says, I do not go around spreading rumors, so listen close the first time. Dang it. That's right. Oh, Joe Dog's recovering from his COVID test. Damn right, Joe Dog. Yeah, and I don't like to spread rumors unless they're really good. Anyway, Brian, your shows are my executive time, says Nick Tucker on YouTube. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. And preach, Joe Dog. Preach. Ignores Donna's comment. Says Carl Wisman, the Eric Hawkins. I'll have to stay awake for that. Joe Dog McKeel says, Nick, crash stupid o'clock again. You better. If they want me on there, Nick, we both ought to go on. They won't know what to do. And mocks Carl with her laughter. Carly says, like, you can really ignore me. Yeah, I got one like you at home. And Garrett says, the Hanging with Web TV is proud to be teetering at the 50,000 followers mark on Facebook. Find out why, then let him know. Hashtag like us today on Facebook. Please check it out. And is part of that Hanging with show, The Legend of Traveling TARDIS is just passed up 43,000, and I've got 2,200. I'm happy. I'm proud of that. I'd like 2,200 on my YouTube channel. That's where it's happening. But anyway, please check out the Hanging with Web show. Really, he has got a whole bunch of really great shows under his umbrella there. And I really love the man and had a great time at CyberCon last year and hope you do it again this year, my man. Anyway, please check out what Hanging with Web show does. All right. And tell him I sent you and he'll go, oh God, not him. Anyway, true, says Carl Westman. And to avoid trouble with Amazon, says Garrett, creators, writers, authors should develop small press companies to act as publishers rather than KTP. I publish under Hanging with Web Show's Media Group LLC, just a layer between the players. I do everything now as Rising Tide Publications, and you don't need an LLC. You just say it and you are it. But I do everything now through Browker. So that I know I have total control of the ISBN and no information gets on the web without my doing it. And Batwing, thank you, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. I blanked out on the name. I love those stories. So, but anyway, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., glad you are here, my friend. And Lucius Fox's youngest son, Luke, was the second Batwing. That's right. Yeah. Good. I'm glad you remembered that. I blanked out on that. The New 52, a lot of that's kind of hazy to me, if you know what I mean. Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., by the way, check out his great Solad books. And Tony, I fixed the thing we were talking about offline with the music. I got that fixed, okay? But if we do something like that again, we have to change the music. I'd love to have you back as a sponsor. I really would. Brian Wesoff, Reels and Heels, is so proud and honored to be part of the Hanging with Web TV. See, everyone's doing it on Hanging with Web but me, but they do mention me, and I do appreciate it. And the HWWS Media Group LLC gets ISBN, also publishes to other online and brick-and-mortar providers as well. Never give Amazon that exclusivity they desire. I agree with you completely on that. And Tim Scott is the estranged son of Lucius Fox, the character Morgan Freeman portrayed in the Dark Knight trilogy. For those who don't read the comics, and if you aren't reading the comics, what's wrong with you? TyroneTonyReedJr.com. Check out the great Solad series. And have a productive day. Go create and change the world. Thank you, Charles F. Millhouse, for being here. Appreciate you so much. And Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. says the first Batwing is David Zabimbi, a Congolese police officer created by writer Grant Morrison within the pages of Batman Incorporated prior to receiving his own eponymous series. Very good. Thank you, man. And following later events within Batman Incorporated and Batwing, Zabimbi is replaced in the role by Luke Fox. And Rick Riley says, everyone take care and stay creative. You too, my friend. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, Rick. And thank you, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. And my usual last post, hashtag feed cookie, don't die. I agree with you there. We're trying to get there. And ISBNs can be changed with new additions with significant alterations, says Garrett William Palmer Murray. While Amazon does not do it, they consider any change to a title to be the same book or edition unless you specifically designate it otherwise. Yeah, you have to go through some gymnastics with Amazon. And the thing is, they still list your old book. I think that is, if they can't get a hold of it. Of course, then again, some people buy copies of your book to resell later, which I think is wacky. But anyway, let's get back to your comments, and we are running real long here. Sorry, CityCap says, yes, if you change publishers, original publisher is now defunct or has dropped the title, you get a new ISBN. I've had one of each. You can also do a new ISBN if you change 30% or more of the book. Almost had to invoke that to rescue a book from a publisher who was being difficult. Yeah, but it's worth it. So it's not the same book. Yeah, it's you have to make alterations to a significant degree. And I'll just tell Amazon, yeah, we changed 30% of it. You bet. 32.5%. That's it. And morning, sir. Daryl Shaw, glad to see you out of Facebook prison, or you're on work or release. Glad to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Jody McPhee, Moore, and Brian Howard thinks they are doing great, although we are running so far behind. Anyway, we thank you for being here, Joe and Daryl. Glad all of you are here. Be sure to catch our Hanging with Web series, Web TV, definitive top 10 Christmas stories, more scholarly discussion, less alien DNA conspiracy theories than other YouTube channels. Hey, quit making fun of my channel. So probably not that interesting. Garrett William, thank you. Dr. Murray, thank you for that. Check out the Hanging with Web family shows. And we'll have to agree to disagree on digital versus paper comics, Brian. We will, Bill, and we're still friends. I have a 12-cent Donald Duck comic will pay my power bill. Paper comics through the Bronze Age are an investment for your future. Digital will never do that. Great show, but I got to get back to packing up my life. Hey, good luck with that move, Bill. Hoping the big more than being a week from today. Everyone have a great weekend. Via con Diaz Amigos. Bill Sarton. Bill, check out Sarnart76 on Facebook. Bill, we will agree to disagree. Like I said, they can also go down, whereas the true value of comics is in the reading. If you are investing in comics, you're better off buying stock and not touching it for 20 years. Seriously. In fact, fiction factoid from Garrett William Palmer Murray. Charles Dickens was a traditionally published author of his time, but no one would touch A Christmas Carol. He published himself and sold out his first run between December release and 19 release and December 24th, Christmas Eve. You can do it. Seriously. I agree. I would prefer people be their own boss in this sort of thing. And we gladly submit to the oppression of cookies, says Nicholas Tucker. Well, that makes one of us. Brilliant show, Brian. Thank you, Glenn B. Fleming. And check out the work of Glenn B. Fleming on Amazon. That's brilliant stuff. He's got some great publications. He's just released one on the Golden Age of Comics that's great reading. I'm still going through it. It is fantastic, and so are you, Glenn. Thank you for being here. William said, or Garrett William Palmer Murray says, synopsis writing is hard, Carly. It requires a bit of disconnect, as those things we find critical are not to the readers at a glance. I always ask selected beta readers to give me a paragraph of what they got and use those paragraphs to composite my own. And Rick Bradley says, I want that shadow picture. Then you better tune in Tuesday night when Jeffrey Hayes is on here. And he's going to run that contest, and maybe you will win. And Nick Tucker says there's a version of Little Town of Bethlehem to the tune of House of the Rising Sun. I've got to find that. And should Hanging on Web TV do a Film Freaks watch along to Santa Claus Conquers the Martian for our sci-fi fans this season? Would you guys watch with us? Well, what's his Christmas like Pia Zadora? You know what I'm saying? And Carly Carlene says, yeah, that's another great one. Nick Tucker says, Carly Carlene, have you guys heard of Hooters Girl? And thank you, Christian Basil, for the hashtags there. Please check them out. And we're going to rush through there, Christian. And Nick Nova, it sounds like a song I like. Thanks, Brian. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you, man. Really do. Miss you. And sorry I was at a meeting. I'm sorry you were at a meeting too, Christian Basil. But you know what? We finally caught up. And we're not going to read any more comments because Cookie needs to be fed. And you're going to get me killed, people. No, actually, I'm doing it myself. Honey, should we feed you?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe feed you right now?
Hell yes.
Why haven't you made lunch then?
Because we had plans for doing something.
Oh, yes, that's right. We got to go do a couple things, right?
Yes.
And we'll eat at 1, right?
Yes.
Or sooner. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Sorry we had to rush through. And we are going to take our leave. And we hope you watch tonight on various channels. The Historical Fencing Guild is on at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on their channel on YouTube. Please check it out. Also, please check out the Green Room with Uncle Carl. It's on Facebook. Sign up for Uncle Carl's Secret Humor Group, and you'll get to be a part of the secret legend, okay? And also, please check out tomorrow night, Saturday night at 11 p.m. Stupid O'Clock with Skunk and Joe Dog and all those cool people. Great discussions. You will love it. And yes, Grant Lankard, I have a great weekend, actually. You too have a great day, and feed Cookie, yes. And bring Cookie food. I will take Cookie to the food. It'll save time. And William Palmer Murray, you feed her now. We'll go before you get hurt. I'm used to it by now, Garrett. But anyway, thank you, brother. And thank you for being here, man. Thank you for livening up the show. Please come back more often. If we can give your struggling YouTube channel some help, we're glad to do it. Anyway, check out Hanging with the Show. He's got some great stuff. Garrett does. Anyway, thank you for being here, my man. And thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with our folder roll today and our snark and our anger, our fury. Anyway, folks, please check out. And thank you to Plasma Fire Graphics, as always, for being a sponsor of the show. And we've got a fresh card to put up because we've got a couple new subscribers to our... I dropped that because I was going to put in the new one. Anyway, we want to thank our Patreon subscribers, each and every one of you. I thought we got that loaded, but apparently we didn't. But anyway, thank you to everyone who subscribes to us at Patreon. Look for Brian K. Morris, all lowercase, all one word. And please consider supporting us on Patreon. It is a great way through a monthly subscription. And I provide all kinds of cool stuff like secret blogs that the general public ain't going to read. We won't let them. We also have, we're doing unique videos, pardon me, for that channel, as well as we're previewing our first draft flash fiction novel. Is premiering for $5 a month. You get to read that and make comments, actually, and you can decide how the story goes. So anyway, please check out our Patreon page. Check out a number of our people like John B. Pica and Possibilists. Amy Hale has a Patreon page. Nick Tucker, the Historical Fencing League, has a Patreon page. That's a great place to get some really cool stuff. Bobby Nash has a great Patreon page too. I love it. Also, the Eric Hawkins has one. Give him $1 and make him update that damn thing. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you so much. As Garrett William Palmer Murray mocks me with his laughter, as well he should. Anyway, thanks, Garrett. Thank you for being here. Much love to you and the whole Hanging with Webb show family. And thank you for including me in the promos. I do appreciate that. Sincerely, I do. So anyway, folks, we are going to take our leave. And as usual, if you're watching us on Facebook, whether it's live or in the reruns, please like this video if you've enjoyed any part of it. And also, please like the page that you're watching on, because it helps the owners so very much, whether it's on the Rising Tide Publications page or on the Indie Vent page. All right. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please, same thing. Please give this a big thumbs up if you've liked any part of it. And please subscribe and share and ring that bell so you'll be notified of any future shows that we do there. Also, please go to risingtide.pub where you can sign up for my free monthly newsletter. Next issue goes out at 5 p.m. on January 1st. Start your new year right with our free newsletter. We have secret links, we have inspiration, we have a special video that only our subscribers to that will see, and all kinds of great folderol that you will need. I don't even try to sell you stuff half the time. We try to keep you informed on what we're up to. And anyway, we hope you're up to having a great weekend, and we appreciate you as always. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your great comments and conversation, and thank you to StreamYard for being so awesome. Thank you to geekinsider.com for powering the show, and thank you for Cookie, because you all know why. Anyway, and thank you to Plasmafire Graphics for sponsoring this episode. When the look of your book matters to you, check out plasmafiregraphics.com. And as always, folks, we leave you with these words, and we'll see you Monday at 10 o'clock on Nevermind the Furthermore. But until then, and even past then, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. That's just what you are, each and every one of you. Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore. We'll see you Monday morning at 10 a.m. and have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at GeekInsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel,
and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Go thee to thy rest, O Shades. Thou hast served well in life. Now take thy reward.